Rain, rain, stay away. We want to play baseball today after a few washouts here at the Senior League Baseball World Series. We're finally going to get to see a great matchup between Czechia and Puerto Rico. They traveled a long way to be here, and a trip to the International Championship is on the line at beautiful J.B. Owens Sports Complex in Easley, South Carolina. We've seen great baseball. Puerto Rico's been dominant, and the Czech Republic has looked awfully good. Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham with you here live from the Palmetto State. What a great matchup we're expecting to see here on the diamond today.
Yeah, obviously we're supposed to be here last night doing this, but we're back here in the morning. It is still cloudy, but it looks like we're going to get the game in today.
Well, on one side, you see this Czech Republic team. They were a bit of a surprise, 6-2 win over Australia. But the real story has been Puerto Rico. 10 or more runs in each of their last two victories. And they have been a dominant club offensively, particularly with the top two in their order.
Yeah, it starts with the top two in their order. They absolutely looked amazing the other day when they were out there. The top two in the order have 3 triples over 2 games. They were just setting the table, placing the table, however you want to call it. They are absolutely electric at the top, and they will lead off the game as the visiting team.
Here's the lineup for the Puerto Rican team. Sebastian Cruz leading off. He's got the flag on his back. He's trying to put the team on his back as he has already in this series. Rodriguez bats second. Julian Estrada third, with Ian Ayala the cleanup hitter. Christian Perea, the pitcher, bats fifth. Yosniel Rosario sixth. Fabian Ruiz seventh. Luis Carrasquillo will bat eighth. And James Morales rounds out the order for Puerto Rico. On the hill for Czechia, David Sitar. He was not expected to be the starting pitcher today. It was going to be Lucas Kinchel, but with the rain out, it makes sense for them to make a big switch.
This was Czechia when they were playing against Australia the other day. They were excellent, and they came out playing with a lot of energy. I was really impressed with the way they played the baseball game. You could really tell that they were excited to be here, that it was something that meant a lot to them, and they played like it. They hit well, they pitched well, they fielded well. They did everything that they needed to do to win that game against Australia and stay in the winner's bracket.
Well, we're just about ready to go here in this matchup. Czechia versus Puerto Rico. Sebastian Cruz digs in from the left side. Sitar ready to deliver the first pitch here at J.B. Owens Sports Complex on a cloudy morning. High and outside, ball one. This Puerto Rican team, loud, supportive, excited to be here, and with the way they've played, what's not to love? This is a clash of two different baseball cultures. Puerto Rico has obviously developed a ton of talent over the years at the major league level. Czech Republic, Czechia, is really learning how to become a better baseball nation. And Cruz just got plunked. He's going to head to first. That one didn't feel good.
No, got him right on the back. Definitely didn't feel good, but he runs it off over to the third base bag and then back to first base. Yeah, I love the excitement from Puerto Rico, right? I mean, they have like you said, they've built a culture on that island of a great baseball nation. And, you know, the fact that they're able to put people in the big leagues every year, and then when you watch them in the World Baseball Classic, they have one of the best teams every year because of the talent that comes out each and every year from Puerto Rico.
So leadoff base runner for Puerto Rico. Their scores over their first 2 games, 16-6. They beat Guam. 15-4. They defeated Canada.
Yeah, that's a lot of run scoring, and you would think that you would see more of that today against Czechia. But the way that the Czechia team played the other night, I was super impressed with what they did.
So Sitar will step off. He knows that Cruz has a boatload of speed at first. Fabian Rodriguez, 3 for 5, a double, 2 triples, 5 runs batted in, 6 runs scored.
You know what speed does on the base paths early is it really speeds up that pitcher, and you could tell that Sitar was really mindful of Cruz at first base and kind of rushed that pitch to the plate to try to keep him at first base.
1-0, driven the other way. That's a beautiful piece of hitting by Rodriguez. He went down and got it. 2 aboard, nobody out, and Puerto Rico's doing what Puerto Rico does.
Yeah, first two guys get on, and this is just a really nice piece of hitting. A fastball down and away, and a great job by Rodriguez just to serve it the other way. There's an open area over there because they're holding the runner at first, and the second baseman's pinched up the middle, and because of that, he sees the defense and just splits the four-hole. An excellent job by Rodriguez, and this Puerto Rican team has got it going early.
Now Julian Estrada, he, like Rodriguez, also has 5 runs batted in this event. Another right-handed hitter. He's the first baseman for Puerto Rico today. Both runners stopped at start. Throw goes into center field. Miscommunication. Cruz to third. Rodriguez slides into second, and everybody's safe. A dream start for Puerto Rico.
Sitar actually had a good job. He did a good job by doing the inside move, and it did get Cruz. He had Cruz leaning, but he threw the ball and nobody was there. I think that he knew that he had a pickoff if he could have somebody cover the bag, but instead of waiting for them to get there, he just decided to throw it, and that's going to be an error on the pitcher, and now second and third for this Puerto Rican team.
First and third for Czechia. They're going to play shallow. Middle infield willing to concede the run here. First pitch to Estrada, high and outside. Ball and no strikes. They can put up a crooked number, can Puerto Rico. That's for certain. Very different offensively than their region tournament. 0-1 pitch. There's a strike. Home plate umpire Richard Moses put up the fist there. Terry Falgout is at first. Eric Stonecipher at second, and Dave Fry at third base. Ball and a strike. That slider has some good movement from Sitar.
Yeah, big breaker. I don't know whether he calls it a slider or a curve, but it definitely looked a little bit slower, so you wonder if it's more of a curveball.
Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Nice pitch on the outside corner by Sitar. Stays away from Estrada, and a really good place pitch on the outside corner.
Put the ball in play, you might bring a run home. 2-2. Popped up, shallow right. Uher comes in, he makes the catch. Cruz will tag, then stop. And having to throw on the brakes at second is Rodriguez. He thought Cruz was heading home. So a conservative decision by Puerto Rico. The flyout will not bring home the first run of the game. That's a huge, huge pitch for David Sitar.
Yeah, huge job right here to keep the runners from advancing. Just a short pop out, and Uher did a really good job of throwing a strike to home plate, and it's probably a good thing that the Puerto Ricans did not go, because there might have been 2 outs on that play had they tried to get a runner home.
So Ian Ayala is the next to the plate. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. Breaking ball up high. Looks like he's trying to get himself over with that pitch, and you don't necessarily expect a curveball or slider pitch 1, right?
Yeah, not necessarily. I think that he's going to have to keep that ball down if he wants it to be effective today.
Good bottom of the zone strike, 1-1.
Yeah, he's using his fastball well, and he's been able to locate it on the outside corner away from these right-handed hitters for Puerto Rico. That, to me, is a good sign, but he's going to have to find a way to mix in another pitch for a strike. If he doesn't, they're going to start sitting on that away fastball.
1-1. Thought about it. Tantalizing pitch there from Sitar, but it was outside. 2-1. One of the more interesting decisions for Czechia defensively. Jakob Kleiner, who has probably been the best defensive third baseman we've seen in this tournament, not playing third base today. 2-1. It's popped up, foul, and out of play to the right side. We spotlighted him before the game had started. Kleiner's the DH today. Lucas Kinchel, who was set to pitch last night, is now at third.
Yeah, I mean, you got to mix it up. I guess with the extra day of rest, you can think through the rest of the tournament, and they saw a important way to change up the rotation, probably for their benefit. Obviously, they got to get past a really tough team in Puerto Rico to stay in the championship game.
Three balls and two strikes. You have a base to give, but then you load them up in front of Christian Perea. 3-2. Outside corner, called strike three. He paints the black. That's a big, big pitch for Sitar.
What a pitch right there, 3-2. And he tries to find the outside corner and gets the call. A huge out. A huge out right there for Czechia. Could have been bases loaded, one out. Now 2 outs, second and third. Puerto Rico still threatening.
So Perea has a chance to help himself out. Give himself a lead.
Yeah, Sitar just has not found the release point yet for that curveball. I think if he can, that's really going to help him as this game goes on, because he's going to have to mix in another pitch, or these Puerto Ricans are going to sit all over that fastball away.
Ball and no strikes to Perea. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI. That's down and away. You mentioned release point. Also, considering the conditions, it's wet, it's humid. Yeah. You think grip's a factor as well?
Maybe a little bit, right? I mean, there was a lot of rain last night and a lot of dew on the ground right now. Generally, you're getting a pretty fresh baseball when you're pitching, but you do have that moisture that's still in the air. Not a lot of sunlight right now.
2-0. Roped into left. That's a base hit. They're going to wave home the runner from second. The throw from the left fielder Soldán is cut off. A 2-run single. And Puerto Rico strikes first in the first.
Yeah, nice swing by Perea, finding the hole. Puerto Ricans are super excited. Nice job to find the hole, but I'm not sure what the pitcher's doing. Sitar cuts off the throw at home plate, and there is definitely a play at home plate. I'm not sure if he just didn't realize that there was that, but there is a play at home plate and a potential out. The way that ball was coming in, it would have been a one-hop laser right to the catcher and probably an out at home plate. So they give up another run where they possibly could have ended the inning, only down 1-0.
High and tight to Yasniel Rosario. Hitless so far in the Senior League World Series, but has drawn 5 walks.
Good eye at the plate.
Big lead off first for Perea. Gave himself a 2-0 lead.
Just when it looked like Czechia might get out of it and Puerto Rico would have missed an opportunity, they absolutely come through.
Runner going. That pitch was fouled. Perea would have been in easily. He got a great jump off that pitch.
He might have taken a turn around second base. That's how early he left. As you see the early jump right here, he got a nice hopping lead and just took off.
A 1. Pulled down the line, foul. Should be a ball and 2 strikes. First pitch, it missed up and in against Rosario. 1-2, runner goes again. Fouled out of play. one hand, you don't love the cloudy, dreary weather, but on the other, it's not burning hot.
That's right. Yeah, you don't have the sun beating down on you right now. An early morning sweat, sometimes the worst kind of sweat.
Tried the corner, didn't get the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Already 24 pitches for David Sitar. Two, runner goes again. Rosario fouls again.
Yeah, good battle at the plate right now. Rosario doing a good job of, he's not getting the pitch he wants, but he's managed to foul off a few right now. Perea has been running on every pitch, so something to watch. He's obviously the starting pitcher for the Puerto Ricans today. Getting his steps in early.
Rosario will see at least 7 pitches. Here it comes. And he'll see an 8th. So Perea will definitely get a head start with the pitch. Full count, 2 away, 2-0, Puerto Rico leading. Three-two. Another foul ball.
Yep, that's what happens when you take off 5 or 6 different pitches in a row. Doing his best right now, the pitcher Perea, with a big knock, helping his cause in the first inning. He might be a little tired, a little heavy legs getting on the mound here in the bottom of the first. It's something we will monitor closely.
Heavy legs and almost caught flat-footed there. Leaning towards second. It's the first time that Sitar has paid any attention to Perea. Runner goes again, 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Sitar gives up 2, but has a pair of strikeouts. Czechia comes up trying to match Puerto Rico's 2-run first inning. We'll be here on ESPN up next. Really strong offense for Puerto Rico. Puts up 2 in the top of the first. Czechia looking to match with a lineup of their own. Jakob Kleiner will lead off, be the DH. Lucas Urbanek bats second. David Barton third. Lucas Kinchel, the cleanup man, was slated to pitch. He will be a hitter today. David Chetmeyer bats fifth. Andres Soldan sixth. Okach, Mchansky, and Uher will round out the order for Czechia, where it's 2-0, Puerto Rico leading. And they're going to try to protect that lead with Christian Perea. He had the 2 RBI single to give them the lead in the top of the first. Helping himself on offense. He can help himself out on the mound as well.
Yeah, he looks like he has a good arm, too. I've seen a couple of fastballs that really jump out of his hand. A little bit of a short arm delivery, but I like what I'm seeing here from Perea.
So Kleiner will dig in. He had a really strong start to the Senior League World Series. 3 for 3, a run scored, a stolen base. All 3 singles, and was a stalwart defensively at third base.
Yeah, he had some great plays the other day. He was all over the field making plays and really putting this Czechia team on his back. He'll lead off today and just DH, keep his legs fresh for the rest of the tournament. I'm sure he could always get in the field of play if they want to make a couple of different substitutions.
See the handshake there between Kleiner and Morales, the catcher for Puerto Rico. Gotta love that, the sportsmanship, even in a game with some high stakes. Trip to the international championship on the line. So Perea's first pitch is a strike. That's a big league motion right there.
I was going to say, yeah, he really looks the part right now.
He's on that rubber, ready to pitch.
Oh!
And that didn't feel good.
Nope. He pulled it, and when he did, he's giving the Czechia team a base runner right here, which didn't feel great. I know Kleiner's not loving that, but at the end of the day, he's on the pillows at first base, and he's going to make sure that he can run. Here's the pitch again. Let's see what happens. It sure looks like he just holds on to that ball a little bit too long and pulls it across his body, and just not like the first pitch where he was just through the ball. He was very linear on the first pitch and then just kind of came around that.
It looks like it got Kleiner on that front right shin.
Number 18.
Never a good place. Very rare to have both games start with their leadoff hitters getting hit by a pitch. That's what happened in the top half of the first to Sebastian Cruz. He scored. Czechia hoping for a similar result.
We didn't really know what to expect from Czechia when we saw them the other day, but they really came out firing, and it's going to be interesting to see how they play against this Puerto Rican team who clearly has some talent. But, I mean, they were a lot of fun to watch. They were sliding into bases that there was no play. It was just, like, obvious that they really, really wanted to be out there on that field. They've come a long way, and they want to prove that they're a part and a big part of this World Series.
Ball and a strike to Urbanek. He slices this into left. That's dropping and down for a hit. Nice barehanded play by Ayala to not let that ball get by him. An opposite field single for Urbanek. 2 aboard for Czechia.
Nice job right here by Urbanek. Goes the other way. You see the grip right there by Perea. Just finds a way to go into the left center gap. Excellent job and a good hit and a great start for this Czechia team. And if history serves us right, this will be a fly out to right. Both teams hit by pitch in a single. We'll see if they're going to keep mirroring each other all the way through this game.
Batter asked for time. Took until the last possible moment for home plate umpire Richard Moses to grant it to him. David Barton, 1 for 3, a double, a run scored. They're giving him the whole right side. Good pitch. Pins it on the inside corner, 1-1. Kind of surprising to see the way the defense will play against these hitters as Barton shows bunt. Corner infielders crash in. He's showing his hand, trying to time it up. Pulls back. It was just outside. 2 balls and a strike. With a pitcher that throws high velocity like this, sometimes you can hit the ball the other way just on accident, and that's where they're giving him a ton of space.
Yeah, they are. And him, you know, Barton squaring around that early, the corners are crashing in. They're almost at home plate by the time the pitch is being thrown. If I am the Czechia team, I'm pulling back and I'm going to swing the bat. It's not that you want to hurt anybody, but you also just don't want to give an easy out. See, they're already in there. I would be trying to swing the bat right now.
Ruiz running a wheel play. That bounces off the catcher Morales. And now it's 3-1.
So by the time that the pitch is thrown, the shortstop is standing on third base. The second baseman is holding on the runner at second. And there is plenty of space. I can't imagine. I mean, you put a ground ball almost anywhere, and it's going to be a base hit.
We've seen some bunt attempts without really even having the intention of laying it down. 3-1. Perea battles back. The strike on the inner third. Sometimes just to mess with the mind of the pitcher.
Yeah. Right. There's been some moments in the Senior League World Series where you've seen guys just try to throw the bat out there and waggle it a bunch to get in the pitcher's head.
3-2. Good fight from Barton. This is a great start for Czechia. A nice response. Again, you said it earlier. We didn't know what to expect from this Czechia team. They've sort of become the international darlings of the tournament because they don't have the most storied baseball history, but they play a solid brand of baseball. 3-2. Hit in the air to right. Rodriguez drifts over. Kleiner's going to tag to third. Here comes the throw. It's a rope, but cut off by the shortstop Ruiz. And you called it, partner. Hit by pitch, single fly out to right. The exact same start on offense for these two teams.
Yeah, the top first and the bottom first looking eerily similar. The only difference is a runner at second base right now. First and third for Czechia with 1 out. Puerto Rico had second and third with 1 out. But either way, it's interesting. All right, so what's next? Technically, it says if we mirror this all the way, it's going to be a strikeout. I think Kinkle definitely doesn't want to do that.
And they're going to peel down to second, make sure he didn't tag early. Really nice job by Kleiner to wait till the ball was in the glove of Rodriguez. Kinchel is the big hitter in this lineup. 3 for 4, hit a triple their game against Australia, and this is the type of hitter that you want to have in the middle of your order. He was expected to be the starting pitcher today. Instead, they say, you know what, we probably need the offense against a team like Puerto Rico.
I think there's going to be a lot of sprinting by Perea in the top of the first when he was on first base. He took off for a steal 3 or 4 times, and then 3-2, a couple foul offs, stole again. They're going to get a replay here. I think that the Puerto Rican team thinks that Kleiner left early from second base. I think that's what they're going to review. This is going to be a great angle.
This is a great shot. All right, so you see Rodriguez drifting over. Close. Might have.
He's on the bag right there. Ball's almost in the glove, right on the edge of the glove. One more frame if we got it. Yep. I mean, it's very close. I think that this is one of those ones where if it's not obvious that he left early, it's going to stand, and they've already made their decision.
And it looks like they're not even going to make a call. I don't know if this is a...
Maybe it's not reviewable.
Yeah, that's my thought. He's giving an explanation to Puerto Rico's staff, and they seem to accept the result. So runners first and third. Just one out. Czechia a chance to bring themselves within 1, if not more.
It was close, but I think that even if they were able to review that, I think that stands as called. It was a pretty good job by Kleiner leaving right when that ball hit the mid. So it probably would have stood.
A lot of action in this first inning already. Perea had some time to catch his breath after all those sprints. And this one is ripped into left, a base hit. Kinchel ambushed on the first pitch. An RBI single. Czechia's on the board. It's 2-1.
A great answer right here by Czechia. Puerto Rico puts up 2 in the top of the first. Czechia comes back with 1 so far. They still only have 1 out and runners on first and second. You got to love the fight of this Czechia team. We're going to watch this replay on, here's the pitch. You see that 3/4 delivery just in the middle of the plate. And a great job by Kinchel to smoke that ball through the 6-hole. You see a great angle right there.
Interesting positioning, daring him to pull the baseball, and he did. Chetmeyer now up. He's the second baseman for Czechia.
Favorite food? Grandma's tomato sauce with meatballs. That sounds amazing.
That does sound amazing.
Maybe we can get Grandma's name that he calls her. You think he calls her Grandma? We don't know.
Nana Chetmeyer makes the best meatballs in Brno.
Sounds amazing.
Does sound amazing. There's nothing quite like a 9:30 in the morning meatball.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, 9:30 in the morning seems like the right time.
And Perea's going to try to avoid throwing one right here to Chetmeyer. He'll back pick again. Tag applied, they got him. Urbanek strayed too far, went back in feet first. And the inside move with Carrasquillo covering erases a big threat for Czechia.
I think they might look at this. This is close. Feel like Urbanek, he's signaling that he got in there. Yeah, it looks like his foot hits the bag before the tag is placed on him. All right, so here's his foot. His knee's moving right there. That means that his foot has hit the bag. But, you know, once again, the call on the field was out. And so they're going to look at this. It might not be overturnable. Is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. So it might not be overturned because there's not a great angle there that obviously shows his foot hitting the bag before the tag. These guys are working quick. I like it.
We have some great angles. And I think right there,
yeah,
that's pretty definitive.
I think so. I think that shows right there that his foot was in there before the tag was placed. This is harder to see because of the second baseman's leg. Carrasquillo kind of obscures the vision of our cameras. But the other angle definitely looks more definitive.
You know, looking at Urbanek here, sliding back in feet first, that's not necessarily the traditional way to do it. What could he have done better in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, obviously if you go with your hands, it's probably a little bit easier to get your hand in there, but it kind of looked funny. I think that's why the umpire might have gone with the out call because of kind of the different look that you see. But generally you want to slide back into a bag like that when there's a pickoff with your hands.
You know, if you're Puerto Rico, you probably want this call to stand.
Probably.
Because they made the argument on the tag up from second from Jakob Kleiner, excuse me.
They're spending a lot of time on this review. It looked like initially they had a pretty good look at it. There might be some technical difficulties down there, which happens in this business.
It certainly does happen.
Another look at it. Yeah, I just see when his knee starts to move, that's when his foot is hitting the bag. It's not bending because there's nothing there. I don't know if that's physics or just... Is that physics?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't remember. We talked about it.
I quit physics about a week in. Got like a 43 on my first physics test, and I said, yep, that's not for me.
43 out of 50 is pretty good.
Let's pretend it was out of 50.
Newton's Law.
Well, they're more familiar with Ernst Mach, who we've talked about.
Indeed, yes. A lot of speed over in Czechia.
A lot of speed over in Czechia. And they're checking this out.
Sure are.
Urbanek hoping that he'll be standing on second. A lot of time in between reviews here, and I think the longer you review it, probably the more likely it is they're willing to overturn it, but it might be an equipment problem as well.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing somebody on the phone right now. That's never ideal. The biggest issue with this, obviously, is now the players are getting a little cold on the field, right? The pitcher, Perea, maybe not cold in terms of like I'm cold, but like when you're the pitcher, you want to keep that arm warm and hot, and not being able to throw, you're kind of getting out of your rhythm. And if the call is overturned, then you have still first and second. Yep, it's overturned. So you're going to get first and second, only one out right now, and a lot of time in between pitches for Perea.
They got it right. That's what review is for. Credit to the umpire and crew for doing their job, and doing a great job at that. First and second, one away. Chetmeyer trying to tie this game. They leave the whole right side open. And they're going to pick the runner at first.
Wow.
Puerto Rico.
They got a bag of tricks right now. Wow.
They're playing some sneaky defense. See if we can take a look at this with Estrada at first. He was playing behind the runner.
If we got a shot of this, it's the best camera crew in the business. Of course we got it. We'll show it to you after a pitch.
Runner in scoring position stays there, though. 1-1. It's a huge play for Puerto Rico.
That was an unbelievable play. Smart baseball by Puerto Rico.
1-1. Outside.
Puerto Rico just here's the pickoff. Okay, this is a back pick. They're not holding on that runner, and they come in behind him, and that's a timing play. So they were talking about this during the break, which is really, really smart by them, that they were going to do a timing back pick on the runner at first base. An excellent job by Puerto Rico to steal an out.
3 balls and a strike.
That type of play takes a lot of practice, right? It's a right-handed pitcher. He's not looking at the first baseman. He doesn't know when he's breaking. It's more than likely the catcher gave him some sort of glove down type of motion to say that's when the runner was breaking at first base. A really, really cool play by Puerto Rico.
3-1. There's ball 4. Just missed inside. Chetmeyer's going to reach first, and now that pickoff looks even bigger than it already was.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I can't say it enough. It's just a really smart play by Puerto Rico to steal an out. A lot of times the lead runner is the person that's kind of on high alert that they might pick off. The backside runner, or the first base runner in that case, he wasn't thinking that he was really in play, but he was. Just a really, really high IQ play by Puerto Rico.
Andre Soldán with 2 on and 2 out, down 2-1. Big cut. First pitch fastball, 0-1. Puerto Rico so far has been a league above the 2 teams they've played. Right now, Czechia competitive. And they continue to impress beyond expectations. 0-1. Popped up, but it'll go foul.
I can promise there's going to be a lot of runs scored today, so 2 runs in the top of the first and 1 run in the bottom is not going to do it. These offenses are going to have to play hard the whole day to take this game and find their way into the international side championship.
0-2. Soldán went up with it, laced it back to us. Soldán had an RBI in the last game for Czechia, trying to do so again to tie this game up at 2. Oh, 0-2 pitch. It's outside. You know, back to that pick play at first, another thing that we haven't talked about, and it's something that's worth noting, there's a language barrier between these 2 teams. And they can communicate freely on the field, off the field, about strategy.
Very true.
1-2. Fly ball, pretty well hit down the line in left. Ayala gives chase, loses his cap at the line, dropped by the shortstop Ruiz. Urbanek comes in to score. Nobody's covering third. And standing up at second is Andre Soldán. It's a tie game.
Just when you thought that Czechia would be out of the inning with a fly ball, this ball hangs up in a no man's land, and 3 players from Puerto Rico are converging on it, but nobody can make the catch. We're going to watch it again. All 3 guys going for it. The shortstop Ruiz basically gets underneath it and just unable to make the catch. That ball is going to drop, and we have a tie ball game. Runners at second and third with 2 outs.
Do you like that play with the shortstop moving out toward the wall, or would you rather have the left fielder making that play coming in?
So pop-up priority is always in the infield. You want the shortstop coming over, but when it reaches the outfield, you always want the outfielder to call off the infielder when possible. And that looked like one of those situations where it's a tough play, but if you can have the left fielder make that catch, it's a much easier catch than the shortstop trying to go out.
The runner never stops at second, and with 2 outs, that's really good base running.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's supposed to do, right? Just keep going. And then nobody's covering third base, so a good job to take the extra base right there.
Okach down the line. That's curling foul. And they're seeing the opposite field again, continuing to be on the run. So they're going to rule that an error by Ruiz.
Wow, it's a tough one. That's a tough one. That's not an easy play.
And no guarantee that even the left fielder would have caught that ball either. Kind of hitting that Bermuda Triangle. 1-2. Okach off the end of the bat. Cruz broke back, but Ruiz will make the play. So a pair of 2-run frames. We're tied after 1. This is going to be a fun one here at JBO and Sports Complex on ESPN. 2s all over the place as we enter the second inning. Stephen Carey, Gordon Beckham, Senior League World Series as part of the Little League circuit. As the world's most trusted youth sports organization, Little League relies on the generosity of its alumni, volunteers, and communities who give tirelessly to create experiences for millions of children every year. Support Little League today by texting LLWS to 345-345 to donate today. Standard texting messaging rates apply. Lower third of the order for Puerto Rico, beginning with Fabian Ruiz. He'll take strike 1 from Sitar. And Ruiz had the play that brought home the tying run. It was ruled an error. I see potentially why, but it was a very difficult play, and you can't really fault him.
No, I mean, this is one of those ones where it's just, yeah, I'm just going to just go there. It's not an error. It's a tough play. Whenever you're going towards the line like that, and that ball is kind of curving back towards the field of play, it's always difficult. He's trying to find a way to get underneath it and still be able to catch it while running to a area of the field where he's generally not at. So really tough one right there. But
and on 3 pitches, he's wiped out by Sitar. That's Sitar's 3rd strikeout of the game. And we're only through an inning and a third for them defensively.
Sitar, really good fastball right now. He still hasn't found the breaking pitch, but you see the 2-seam action. It was away off the plate, and, I mean, credit Ruiz to try to foul that one off because that was going to be a strike either way. Really nice pitch by Sitar. There it is. Maybe not.
That was close, just off the plate. Luis Carrasquillo, 3 for 6, 3 runs batted in. 2 games for Puerto Rico. Similar spot, different result, 1-1. Carrasquillo, the second baseman for Puerto Rico. 1-1. Now, this game, I think, was expected to be an offensive battle, considering the performances of Puerto Rico and Czechia handling a really good Australia team. But it might come down to who can shut down the other offense first. And a bunt is laid down the third base line. Boy, is that a beauty.
Wow.
That'll spin on the line and just get foul.
Man, what a great bunt right there by Carrasquillo. He still thinks it was a fair ball. I mean, this is as good as you can get it. I mean, right down the line, you can see where that little mud patch is, and it just kind of rolls and rolls and rolls and finally goes foul. They let it dribble foul. Gosh, what a perfect bunt. I thought it was going to stay fair at this point. And then all of a sudden, hits a little bump and it starts moving the wrong way. Good job by Czechia to wait for that ball to get foul and then pick it up. That was a gift by the field to Czechia.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Hit in the air to shallow left center. Twisting, turning, diving is Maley, and that's down for a hit.
And all is right. Here's a pitch. It does look like it's that curveball, I believe. Yeah. Starting to get that curveball in for more strikes, and a nice job by Carrasquillo. This is a really difficult play. When it's right over your head at shortstop, you have to basically go straight back to it. If you get on either side of the ball as it's coming down, it's like you're in a tornado and you're just trying to figure out where you're going to land, because it's difficult when you're doing all that spinning. You really have to just kind of go straight back to the spot, and if you don't, it's generally a miss.
Puerto Rico tries to play some small ball. It's poked foul. James Morales, the catcher. But back to that bunt, something that was really impressive to me from Czechia, is Kinchell's ability to let that ball go foul. We've talked about Czechia not being a traditional baseball market. They've understood some nuances of the game that even mid-level, high-level teams in the States don't have. Here's the throw down to second. It's just late. Stolen base for Carrasquillo. Runner in scoring position with just 1 out.
Yeah, they've got some pretty good feel. It's not something where they feel it looks like they're fish out of water at all. It looks like, especially against a team like Puerto Rico that's doing back picks from first base. I mean, that's high-level stuff that even in the big leagues is difficult to pull off. And Czechia is playing right there with them, 2-2 in the second inning right now.
Don't want to let this get back to Sebastian Cruz or Fabian Rodriguez. As of now, it will, barring a line drive double play. And every trip through the order, a team disciplined like Puerto Rico will learn a thing or two about David Sitar. See that conversation there. Game planning, 1-2 pitch, high and tight. Elevated pitch counts for both pitchers. We might see a few more arms in this game. Swing and a miss. So Sitar, who was not supposed to start today, has 4 strikeouts. How about that?
Yeah, 4 strikeouts through the first time through the order is pretty good. You see that little two-seam action, middle of the plate, and just dives down and in. That is an excellent pitch. He's got great movement. That's why you're seeing a lot of swing and miss from the Puerto Rican team. Tough part of the order here with the top of the lineup that has been deadly for Puerto Rico.
So that's the third first pitch strike that we've seen to Puerto Rico hitters this inning. I think that might have been what they were talking about in front of the dugout. Swing early.
Yeah, don't get behind, right? Be aggressive. If you see a pitch early in the count that you can hit, go for it. Being passive at home plate is never, never good.
Cruz was hit by a pitch, scored the game's first run. Got an RBI chance here with Carrasquillo on second. Pop it up. He's frustrated with himself. Knew that was his pitch.
Yeah, got a pitch to hit, fouled it back. He didn't like it. Loves bacon rice, though. Anybody that loves bacon rice, got to be a little scared of on the base paths. You a big bacon rice fan?
I don't know if I've had the pleasure of enjoying it. I assume it's bacon and rice.
Well, it's bacon rice. Bacon's good pretty much with everything, so I imagine rice and bacon, so good.
What if it's rice made with bacon grease? 0-2.
Even better.
And Cruz just got plunked. So you will see Fabian Rodriguez hit with 2 on and 2 out.
He's 2 for 2. Getting plunked. twice so far, 2 innings. More trends.
Now that number 19, Fabian Rodriguez.
Rodriguez singled. One of 3 Puerto Rico hitters with a hit recorded in this game. It's Rodriguez, Perea, and Carrasquillo who stands on second. Sitar deals home.
Wow, what a swing and miss. I mean, if he connects with that ball, it is going to be hit really hard. Fouled straight back. Really aggressive right there. Sitar needs to find a way to stay away from that barrel of Rodriguez. He went the other way nicely last time up. He looked like he was trying to pull that one.
He looks like he could probably hit the ball to the Greg Powell field sign in left center. He's got some pop. Already 2 triples, 5 runs batted in, 7 runs scored. And again, over the middle, another miss. Sitar, very effective pitching with 4 strikeouts, but he's mingling with a little bit of danger where he's had some of these pitches.
He is definitely mingling.
Nothing in 2. Inside move, and right as Maile was covering, Sitar made an inside move. He evacuated the space that Carrasquillo was rushing back to. There was no play for Sitar to make. 0-2. He's just missing.
Yeah, just missing right now. Good job to foul that one off. I am reading a little bit more about the bacon rice dish, and it sounds amazing. As you could probably guess.
Did you eat breakfast?
No. Well, that's probably part of it.
There's a factor there. Pitch number 48, 0-2. Up and in. One, 2. Popped up. Shallow right field. Going to be a tough play. Uher comes on. Second baseman Chetmeyer rages, and he robs a hit from Fabian Rodriguez. He keeps this game tied at 2. Gordon, that must remind you of some things.
Yeah, what a great play. He ranges all the way to the line. This looked like it was in no man's land. It was going to be a knock. It wasn't. Chetmeyer with a great play to glide underneath that one.
Tied at 2, entering the bottom of the second. Stephen Carey, Gordon Beckham had a tremendous catch yesterday for Illinois by Jacob Height. It went all over social media. You can find it on Little League socials on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the official handles at Little League. And don't forget to use hashtag LLWS. A couple of great plays here, including Chetmeyer's catch to rob Fabian Rodriguez of a hit and potentially giving Puerto Rico the lead.
Absolutely. Nice play by Chetmeyer to whatever rally that Puerto Rico was going for, he stymied that one. Really good job by him to range in an area where 3 people are going for it. We saw Puerto Rico not make a play similar to that, maybe a little bit higher difficulty, but those are tough plays. These guys make it look easy.
Stepan Nemchansky, the shortstop, will take strike 1. He grounds 1 to third. Rosario collects. And a bullet to first in time. There's your first out. Puerto Rico's going to play good defense. See the glove work there. Just very well practiced. They play a high level of baseball. Great baseball culture in Puerto Rico. I mean, Tomas Nido is from Guaynabo, which is the home of Amelia Baseball Club, the team you're seeing on the field right now. Jan Uher takes down and away. Tomas Nido, former catcher for the Mets in the Tigers organization. I'm sure there are a lot more examples from that region. Different cities and municipalities in Puerto Rico have given the baseball world so many heroes and legends.
Have you vacationed in Puerto Rico?
I went to San Juan once.
Okay.
The only reason I remember that was because there's a strike called at the bottom of the zone. Uher almost slipped trying to sprint to first. I remember it because we were on a cruise as we take a look at this pitch.
Pretty good pitch, right? Bottom of the zone, maybe a tick low.
Now Uher has to fight. It's 3-2. I remember being young and having a 1,000-yard stare and sometimes just being trapped in the strange place that is my mind, and I decided I was going to count every step that I took in Puerto Rico.
Every step, huh?
Swing and a miss. Somewhere over 10,000.
10,000 steps.
What was more impressive was that I counted every single one of them.
Yeah, that's
1, 2.
Super impressive. Love that.
And you can count that as the first strikeout for Perea there for out number 2.
Really nice. Gets kind of a favorable call on the 3-0 pitch, but comes right back and takes advantage of it. That last pitch was dotted down and away. Just perfect.
Jakob Kleiner. He's been a tough man to retire. Hit by a pitch his first time up. He's 3 for 3 in the last game. Scored 2 runs throughout the course of this tournament. And he rips this to second, but right at Carrasquillo. Well-positioned defense for Puerto Rico. Both teams settling down. We'll see how the third plays out up next here from Easley. Big game here, tied at 2 as Puerto Rico will come to the dish in the top of the third inning, looking to break the tie. If you want to play in a big game like this and experience the teamwork and fun of Little League Baseball or softball, visit PlayLittleLeague.org and enter your address to find a Little League community program near you. That sounds like a fun plan. They're having fun. Doesn't seem like they're very nervous, and when you look at the scores for Puerto Rico, I wouldn't be nervous either. They're behind their team literally and figuratively. Hoping to get Julian Estrada going. Flew out to right his first time up. Tatar's done solid work. First pitch, ground ball to the hole at short. Nemchansky with a looping throw to first. That's in time for out number 1. So actually this is a new pitcher in for Czechia. Get a name for you here in just a moment. Adam Cahote. So this is a really great segue into something that we were planning on talking about in this broadcast.
Number 16, Ian
Czechia,
Ayala.
clearly English is not the first language. There's a survey sent out to all the coaches, and by far the best answers given were Czechia. There's no question about it. They took
did a
the
great
time,
job, yes.
and really, with the maybe not a huge grasp of the English language, this is driven to right. Uher gets underneath it and makes a good play for the second out. This is from Michael Klimes, who's one of the assistant coaches, describing Adam Cahote. Says he loves his hair. He looks like cauliflower. I think he will be a hairdresser. I think that is perfect.
That's about as good as you can do it.
The pitcher, Christian Perea.
As you can see, the hair.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, it's considered lettuce here, but maybe cauliflower is more appropriate.
Well, it's
in
blonde.
Czechia.
It's blonde, so, you know, there's some comparisons to be made there.
I mean, getting back on the food train, I love some good baked cauliflower. A little olive oil, salt, pep.
I think you're just hungry.
I think I am too.
Swinging strike, 0-2. Christian Perea delivered the 2 RBI single that opened the scoring for Puerto Rico. These teams are going step for step with one another. And that's strike
What
3.
an inning.
Very efficient inning. 6 pitches for Cahote. Tires the side in order. Czechia looking to answer again. Bottom 3 up next.
Pitch out for Uruguay.
The Czech fans are out and proud of their country. They're proud of their boys, and they should be tied at 2 with a really strong Puerto Rico team. And their fans, I think, probably a bit surprised with what Czechia's been able to do through 2.5 innings of this contest.
Yeah, Puerto Rico had a lot of energy right out of the gate, but it seems like Czechia has kind of stymied that energy a little bit as we've moved on. They answered the 2 spot put up by Puerto Rico in the top of the first and the bottom of the first.
Stepping into the box,
And
number
a lot of
18,
goose eggs since, so they've got a chance to go up here in the bottom of the third with the 2-hole hitter in Urbanek.
Yeah, right guys at the right time. 2, 3, and 4 due up. Urbanek, Barton, and Kinchel. First pitch swinging. That's spun foul down the first base line. And I like it when Czechia gets to hit, because we could talk more about these amazing surveys. With regard to Chetmeyer, they said he made the biggest improvement from last year's team. Of course, those who remember our earlier broadcast will remember that Czechia did appear in the 2024 Senior League Baseball World Series. Their win against Australia matched their total of wins in 2024. So they've taken it with them and improved. But more on Chetmeyer. He loves Czech rap and hip-hop music and likes to sing.
Okay. And followed by an OMG emoji.
Not just an OMG with a colon and a capital D. That just shows how excited Michael Klimes was about writing this excerpt for Chetmeyer, and he's going to walk to first. Everybody's excited about that. Excuse me. This was Urbanek. Well, you learned more about Chetmeyer, and we were just watching Urbanek take ball 4. I think we just...
It's good to know, you know what? When Chetmeyer comes up, we'll talk about Urbanek.
So much more serious about Urbanek. He is their catcher and team leader.
Okay. And his nickname is Urbos.
Urbos. See if he's turbos, if he can steal second base.
I like that. How about Barton? What do we got on Barton?
We've got a line drive hit to second, and it can't be snared by Carrasquillo. That ball was a bullet. The throw gets by the shortstop, Ruiz. Good backup by Perea. And Barton hit that ball right on the screws.
Yeah, we couldn't even start talking about what they said about Barton because he got a ball in the middle of the plate and smoked it back up the middle. It looked like the second baseman might have a play, but it was hit so hard. As you can see, he just smokes it right back up the middle, gets past the second baseman, Carrasquillo, and then there is a potential play at second base, unable to be made, and Czechia is threatening again. First and second, nobody out.
Now it's Kinchel. He had the RBI single that put the first run across for Czechia.
This Czechia team does not lack in size, by the way. They are monsters walking around. I'm looking up at them as I walk through the grounds. Maybe not you, but
I look up to you, Gordon.
I know you do.
That's what we're...
Yeah, you're lower than me right now.
I meant from a moral and just life standpoint.
Thank you. I've got a lot of wisdom. 13 more years than you.
2 balls and no strikes. 3 more years, and your wisdom will be able to drive with regard to separation of age. Well, actually, the separation of age will never change between you and me. They're crashing it again. Kinchel showing bunt. And he lays it down. Back to the pitcher's mound. He's going to throw to third, and it gets away. Rosario couldn't handle it. Urbanek's coming home to score, and runners are on second and third. Kinchel was delayed, and he found out that nobody was covering second. That's a disaster of a play for Puerto Rico, but a fantastic outcome for Czechia.
Wow, this just changed in a hurry. Just a simple sac bunt, and Puerto Rico tries to get the out at third base. This is just, they had an out at first base, no problem. Actually, nobody's at first base. They couldn't have thrown it to first base, so they try the only base they could have, which is third, and they were late. Don't make the catch. A run comes home. This has just turned absolutely in Czechia's favor.
So now it is David Chetmeyer. We talked about him. He likes rap, hip-hop music, OMG.
Yep, OMG emoji.
So that'll be ruled an error by Perea. Brings home Urbanek.
I would assume you could put a sac bunt in there. Sac? Yeah, that was a really interesting play because the first baseman crashed, Estrada crashed, and so there was nowhere to go other than third base. Just a breakdown of responsibilities on Puerto Rico.
This is a big moment in the game for Czechia.
We know one run is not going to do it, right? They're going to need more than just a one-run lead as this game progresses. They've got a big-time opportunity. Nobody out second and third right now.
0-2. Let's go back to this bunt. Take a look at what went wrong here.
Yeah, you see a good bunt right there by Kinchel. And it was late, and then they tried to go to third. Look at where Urbanek is. He's already there.
It's pulled to the backstop, but everybody's going to hold up. Good coaching over there at third base. All in 2 strikes, infield playing in. Czechia has taken a 3-2 lead. Chetmeyer on the ground through a base hit. Barton scores. They're going to hold the runner at third, and with the infield in, Chetmeyer makes it a 4-2 game.
He wrapped that ball to the left side through the infield. Excellent job by Chetmeyer, and Czechia, as the infield is in, this gets through the infield. Second and third, just out of the reach of the shortstop Ruiz. And first and third, nobody out still. Czechia is in the driver's seat right here. If they can start putting up a big number, Puerto Rico is going to have some work to do.
Looks like we're going to have some type of meeting. They're headed toward the umpire. I'm guessing what's happening here is they're going to make a change, and both coaches go out. Puerto Rico, Spanish speaking, that might be a translator.
Yeah, one of the coaches might have better handle of the English language, which is what undoubtedly the umpires are speaking here.
And so the change has already been made. Perea is done. A new pitcher's coming in. We'll bring you some info on him when we come back. But Czechia leading 4-2. We've got a good one here in Easley, South Carolina. We got a Spider-Man fan here in Easley, South Carolina. Maybe he'll be playing in the Senior League World Series one day. Czechia leading 4-2. Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham. A new pitcher coming in. It's a right-hander, Kadrian Matos, for Puerto Rico in a very delicate situation. Already down by 2, runners on the corners with nobody out. And Andres Soldan, who reached on an error by the shortstop Ruiz. That bloop double that ended up being ruled an error. That was what Soldan did. There are the runners. We got Kinchel on third and Chetmeyer on first. Pitch high, and Matos clearly didn't get planted the right way. He's kicking some dirt on the mound. Both starting pitchers only going 2 innings for Czechia and Puerto Rico. Another high fastball misses.
Tough spot for Matos to be brought into the game, especially when he doesn't have great feel for that fastball. He needs to find a way to get that release point down, get in the zone, or else this is going to get ugly right now. They're going to fake a bunt, it looks like.
He did fake a bunt. The throw does come down to second. It's cut off by the shortstop, Ruiz. Really good base running by Czechia. Now they have 2 in scoring position with nobody out. And the infield was playing back potentially for a double play. Now you think they have to come in.
Yeah, I would think so. They'll be in on the grass.
Popped up, but foul. Into the bleachers. You can hear the thud. You said it earlier, Gordon. 2 runs isn't going to be enough for Czechia. Going back to the last game for Puerto Rico, game where they beat Canada 15-4, they scored 8 runs in the 6th.
Yeah, they can score some runs. So Czechia is going to need to get out in front, give themselves a little bit more cushion to feel comfortable.
Yanked outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. You do have a base to give. Philip Okach, the lefty, waits on deck. Still nobody out in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-2. On the ground, back to the mound. Runner freezes at 3rd. Nice play by the pitcher. They'll throw back behind the runner at 2nd. Chetmeyer had to scramble and dive back into the bag. There's your first out.
Great play by Matos right here. So it's a pretty easy ground ball back to him, but what he does after that is what I'm impressed by. He makes sure that he stops the runner at 3rd base. He looks him back and then gets the easy out at 1st base. It's a great angle of it. Yep. Makes sure he stops, goes back to the bag, and then gets the easy out at 1st base.
Okach popped up, left side. Rosario says he's got it. He does.
Those are 2 big outs right there. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, is now 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs. Puerto Rico has a chance to get out of this, only giving up 2 runs, and a 2-run deficit is not big enough for their offense to overcome. But all of a sudden you start adding up the numbers and you get a 6-2. It starts to get a little bit more dicey. So this is a huge at-bat right here in this ball game.
Stepan Nemchansky rounded out to 3rd his last time up. Even if Czechia can't capitalize with more runs, this is a really balanced order. Their last game, 8 of 9 had at least 1 hit. 9 of 9 hitters reached. 5 of 9 did so multiple times. So just by the numbers, doesn't seem like we should be too worried about Czechia not scoring the rest of the game.
I agree. They've been playing great.
1-1. Fouled off the catcher Morales. That didn't feel good.
Good sportsmanship right there by Nemchansky.
Yikes.
Right off the ankle. Not ideal. He's a catcher. They're all tough. They get beat up pretty bad back there, but most of the time they're staying in the game. Wearing it, as we would call it.
No batting gloves for Nemchansky. The pitch gets between the wickets of Morales, but the runner doesn't come home. The short backstop continues to help the defense.
Yeah, it does. That I thought for sure there was going to be a run scored right there. I think if he takes off right away, he probably gets in there, but it's in the players' heads that, hey, it's got to get well away from home plate for us to go, or else it's going to be an out at home plate.
2-2. On the ground is short. Ruiz gloves and fires to first in time. Czechia takes a 2-run lead, but leave a couple of runners on base. We're headed to the 4th inning in a good one here at Easley. Czechia is waving a flag, but it's certainly not a white one. They lead 4-2 as we enter the 4th inning. Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham. Another thing that Little League is focused on is helping programs impacted by disaster to receive the support they need to rebuild, recover, and continue providing children with the life lessons learned through youth baseball and softball. If you want to support these disaster relief efforts, text RALLY to 345-345 to donate today. Standard messaging rates apply. Czechia just impressive offensively. They've pitched well. They've played good defense. But this is a key inning for Puerto Rico. Haven't really been down a whole lot in this tournament. Now down by 2. 1-1 to Yasniel Rosario. Still searching for that first hit. His favorite food is not bacon rice, it's pasta.
A little more mainstream. Pasta also sounds good, though. We got to stop talking about food.
Line drive right center field. That's trouble. It'll get down. Flying around first, Rosario. He'll slam on the brakes. And Okach, a good job to cut it off.
Really good job by Okach. I thought this was a double all the way, and he gets to it and does a good job of spinning around and throwing it back to second base. There's the pitch, little splitter or something like that. But watch this job by Okach. Gets the ball, spins, and fires a throw to stop the runner, Rosario, from going to second base. Really good job by him, but nice hit by Rosario as well.
Bottom of the order, we'll see how Puerto Rico plays it. Got Rosario on first. They'll show bunt, and a wicked breaking ball bends into the zone. That's strike 1.
Nice breaking pitch. Yeah, you can see he just gets around it like that. And a little slider, curveball action.
And of the pitches that you get when you're trying to bunt, that's not the one you want to hit.
You don't love the high breaking ball. That's never one that's super easy to get down.
Keep the bat on his shoulder here, 1-1. Unlike Czechia, not quite as balanced of an order for Puerto Rico. Main production comes from 1 through 4, as is expected for most teams. Runner going, ground ball, right side. Perfect hit and run as it gets by the diving Chetmeyer. Ruiz rounds first. It's bobbled in right field by Uher, and they're set up on the corners with nobody out.
This is an excellent job right here of a perfectly executed hit and run. You see the runner take off, ground ball right to the vacated second where the second baseman was. An excellent job and a great example of what a perfect hit and run is. And Puerto Rico's got something cooking. We knew that they wouldn't be held down for too long, and the bottom of the order is coming up strong for them.
And you said it in the bottom of the third. Can't afford to leave runners stranded in scoring position. That's exactly what happened to Czechia. Now that 2-run lead doesn't seem as sizable. Carrasquillo singled his last time. Takes strike 1, 1-1. Runner going, pitch up, throw down to second. Is a strike. That was a bullet. Urbanek with the gun. He throws out Fabian Ruiz, and that's a very big first out for Czechia.
Yeah, it's a big out. Puerto Rico playing aggressively, and you got to like that, but it's a fastball, top of the zone. Urbanek, they're going to second the whole way. They don't care too much about the runner at third base, who does not end up scoring. But a really good job and a great throw by the captain, their leader, right down to second base. And it looks like we're going to get a review.
And we're going to get some good views from Jason Samf, who did a tremendous job tracking that play at second base. It didn't look particularly close, but again, as we get a chance to look at it slowed down, maybe there's something here. Are they maybe arguing that he's blocking the bag?
Potentially, but I don't know really I don't see what they're seeing here. Let's see right here. It looked like the ball beat him. There's the tag. He hasn't gotten to the base yet. I think that's going to stand. I can't imagine it's going to be overturned based on this angle.
You get 2 challenges. You retain them as long as you get your challenges correct. So you might as well use them. I understand we're midway through the game. This is a big moment for Puerto Rico.
It's absolutely a big moment. They had first and third, nobody out. And now there's a potential that they just have third with 1 out. Obviously a long way to go. Here's the call. Remember, the call was out at second base.
And the runner's out. They uphold the call. And from what we saw, that looks like the right decision. Now, you have a runner on third base with 1 out, and there's no guarantee you'll get the top of your order coming up in the top of the 4th.
Right, yeah. I think that for me, it's like, obviously hindsight's 20/20, but when you have the bottom of your lineup coming up and first and third, pretty good runners too, it's going to be hard to turn 2. So the fact that they decided to roll the dice and try for a stolen base is now kind of backfired on them a little bit. The infield will come in with Carrasquillo, the second baseman, up at the plate, so they're playing in to cut down that run at home plate.
2 balls and a strike. Now an even count, 2-2.
Senior League Baseball, this age group, momentum is just such a huge factor. And when you have first and third, you have all the momentum, and then all of a sudden you run to second base. I'm not saying it's the wrong decision, but you get cut down at second base, and now the momentum shifts back to Czechia.
On the ground left side, that's through for a hit. Carrasquillo pounding his helmet on the way to first. It's a 1-run game.
Nice at bat by Carrasquillo. Takes the momentum right back to the Puerto Rican side. They're now 1 down, 3-4. Still in this inning, only 1 out. Carrasquillo at first base, and the 9-hole hitter Morales coming to the dish. This is quite the battle we have going between Puerto Rico and Czechia.
That's 3 straight singles to start this inning. Ruiz was cut down by Urbanek at second, trying to steal. The throw gets away. The pickoff move was wild. Runner moves to second. Carrasquillo turns the bag and will hold up there. So an error by the pitcher Cahote puts a runner in scoring position, the tying run in scoring position.
We're going to watch the pickoff again. Pretty good lead, and just throws it over the base runner Carrasquillo, where he's diving back. No chance by Barton to even make the play or make a play on it.
Another look at this pickoff play. I mean, he probably would have had him if it was a good throw.
Maybe, yeah. But just throws it well wide.
Morales leans back on that, and with every piece of contact, you can start to feel the life of the Puerto Rico crowd.
And all the kids go scrambling, try to find a foul ball. Saw Spider-Man, he was going for it too.
So James Morales says that his favorite team is the New York Mets. James Morales is the catcher. We talked about it earlier.
Big Tomas Nido fan.
Tomas Nido from Guaynabo. Have to assume there's a connection there. 2-1. Pushed foul and out of play. 2-2. A lot of real estate on the right side of the infield. 2-2. Touch inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is where things can really unravel. If you lose Morales here, then you get to the most dangerous part of the order.
Yeah, it's a key out. It's a good point, Stefan. You got to think that Czechia wants this out badly.
3-2. Driven to center. Okac comes in and hangs up for him. Two away.
Yeah, 3 singles so far this inning. They caught stealing in a line out.
Now to bat, number 10, Sebastian.
Cahoot is going to have to find a way through the top of the lineup to preserve this lead for Czechia.
Cruz has been hit by 2 pitches today. Might be an effective strategy if you think about it, how well he swung the bat. You never want to see a guy get hit, but don't let him hit for extra bases. Triple, 2 RBIs, 8 runs scored already in this tournament. And it gets between Urbanek's legs all the way to the backstop. Runner advances 90 feet. Be ruled a pass ball. So the tying run 90 feet away, 1-0. Pushes a bunt down the third base line. Cahoot scrambles and throws to first. It's late. The speedy Sebastian Cruz ties the game with a bunt down the third base line. And I'm sure Czechia might want to take a peek.
Yeah, they might want to take a peek, but I think he was in there to the naked eye. This is just a great idea. Just doesn't show bunt until late, and actually a really good play by Cahoot to even have a play on this. Oh, gosh, I don't know. It's going to be super close. I wouldn't be shocked if Czechia takes a look, just takes a chance. We're going to get a great view of it right here as we see the runner go home and dive into first base.
They're definitely going to take a look.
Yep, and the water squad is coming on the field. The whole team is bringing water out to the Czechia team.
And they're not running particularly athletically because they don't want the water to spill.
Doing a great job to keep their balance and keep that cup full.
Closer look, frame by frame.
Gosh.
Oh, man. That foot's not down.
The ball is in the back of the mid at that point, and the foot is hitting the bag at the same moment. So there's the ball's not caught. Here's what we got, folks. They're going to review this. More than likely, it's not obvious that he is out. They called him safe on the field. This is going to probably remain a safe call at first base. And this ball game is going to be tied.
That was even closer than it looked on the field.
Yeah, I felt like he was safe all the way, but I really loved the play by Cruz. I think that for him to lay down that bunt, it really shows a understanding of the game, right? There's 2 outs, there's a man on third. You wouldn't automatically think, oh, yeah, this is a great time to bunt for a hit. But if you can pull it off, it is an absolute wonderful time because nobody's expecting that.
Yeah, frame by frame, it looks like a tie. 1/30th of a second separating the runner and the ball in the glove. The umpires get it right again. Doing their due diligence. Tie ball game on a 2-out bunt by Sebastian Cruz. That's just beautiful baseball right there.
It really is. And now, with the opportunity with one of their best players coming to the plate, Fabian Rodriguez, they've got a chance to get the lead back. We got ourselves a ball game, folks.
The lesson here is don't leave runners in scoring position with one or less outs. Cahote picks over to first. Cruz gets back in. Rodriguez 1 for 2. Run scored, popped out to Chetmeyer. Probably would have been a bloop double against some of these other teams. Not against Czechia, who played very good defense. Runner going, 0-1 pitch. Here comes the throw. Urbanek spins it away from the shortstop. Nemchansky has to hop over the diving Cruz and keep the ball from going to the outfield. Stolen base. Now a single might get you the lead. Huge hole on the left side. And he goes that way. It's bounced to short, handled by Nemchansky, and he puts it in his back pocket. Very wise decision by the shortstop. An infield hit for Rodriguez keeps the line moving. I don't know what I'm more impressed with. Where Rodriguez hit that ball, considering where the defense was playing, or Nemchansky's presence of mind to hold on to that baseball.
Yeah, I think it was good, smart baseball all the way around. If Nemchansky, as you see the breaking pitch and the pull ground ball, if Nemchansky tries to throw this ball across the diamond, there's a chance that Cruz is scoring on that play. So a good job knowing the runner. Rodriguez is probably going to be safe at first. Put it in your back pocket and live to play another day.
Estrada's taken all the way. There's strike one. Fly out to right, ground out to third. After a 2-run bottom of the third for Czechia, Puerto Rico has rallied for 2 of their own in the top of the fourth. Estrada's favorite book, Mamba Mentality. Runner going, flared to right. Uher has it measured up, and the game is tied heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. This is a classic. This is what Senior League Baseball is all about. Entering the 4th inning, tied at 4, Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham. We know we've got a little guy with game here, but if you want to see some girls with game, tune in to yet another exciting summer of softball and visit littleleaguesoftball.org for great content and information about starting a softball league and so much more. Czechia 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, gave up 2 in the top of the 4th. The pitcher that came in to stabilize things after Perea struggled in the 3rd remains on the mound. It's Matos, 1-2-3 against Soldan, Okac, and Nemchansky, but at that point, Czechia had built up a 2-run lead.
Good answer by Puerto Rico in the top of the 4th. Answers that 2 from the bottom of the 3rd.
Adrian Matos misses high. Jan Uher struck out his first time up. Early base runners, that's been a key for both teams in their scoring innings. 2-0. Up and in. As a matter of fact, Gordon, looking at my scorebook, every single leadoff base runner that has reached has also scored in this game. Sebastian Cruz in the 1st, Yosniel Rosario in the 4th, That's for Puerto Rico. And a 4-pitch walk will put another leadoff base runner aboard. And for Czechia, Jakob Kleiner in the first and Urbanek in the third. So Uher trying to be the fifth man between the two teams to score a run after getting a leadoff walk, a leadoff hit by pitch.
Leadoff base runners, always a good sign for the offense. It's been true today.
Uher leaning over at first, good jump, and it's bobbled by Morales. Uher's going to get into second, standing up with a stolen base.
I love the way that both these teams are playing, finding a way to be aggressive on the base paths, gets runners on, finds a way to steal a base. You got to love the aggressiveness.
So now the job for Kleiner is to move the runner up to third. He's behind the count, 0-2. Right side's open. Even bigger hole to the left. On the ground at first. Backhanded by Estrada. Sliding play. He'll take it to the bag. Kleiner did his job. That moves Uher up 90 feet. But that saved a run by Estrada. A really nifty play at first.
Really good play by Estrada at first base, and he even took a look at possibly throwing this ball across the diamond to get the out at third base before going to first base. See that little hesitation, he thought about it, and then made the right decision just to get the out. Got to make sure of an out in that situation. You don't want to compound the mistakes or miscues of the inning and allow a big inning for Czechia.
Urbanek is well traveled in this game. Single walk, 2 runs scored. Of course, the whole Czech team is very well traveled. Coming over to the States.
Came from a long way.
Long way. Brno in the South Moravian region of Czechia. 1-0. Down and in. Something I'm noticing from Puerto Rico, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is it looks like their pitchers are prioritizing velocity over location.
Yeah, I would say that. I mean, they haven't been throwing a lot of strikes, it feels like. It feels like they've been throwing hard, just not consistently strikes.
And they just got lucky there. Ball spiked in the dirt, was blocked by the leg guard of Richard Moses. They're checking on him to make sure he's okay. I'm not sure that hit his... I don't think it was his leg guard.
I think he was pointing to some extra padding he had on the chest.
Let's see. Okay, yep. It was actually his arm, so... We're going to sing heads, shoulders, knees, and toes before we figure out where it actually hit him. 3-0. Belly protector is what we're getting word of. I don't know if belly protector is the scientific term, but we're going with it. 3-1, infield in, outfield deep. Serve down the line. Did he keep it fair? It's just foul. Boy, that was close.
Was it ever? Left-handed hitter serves it to left field, so that ball's tailing a little bit, and because of that, it does tail just a bit foul, maybe a foot or two, and Urbanek would have had himself a double.
This is our best look here.
Yeah,
close.
Not far. 3-2 now, 1 out. Still a runner at third base, so somewhere in play, although the infield is in to cut down that run at home plate.
3-2. In the air, deep center. Cruz drifts back, settles underneath. Uher tags. The throw is just a bit late. Strong arm of Cruz nearly got Uher, but it was a bit up the line. The sacrifice fly gives Czechia a 1-run lead.
Czechia back in the lead. Another answer by these two teams. That's what they've been doing. Urbanek with a really good job, knowing a sac fly can score Uher. And it was a good throw, just a little bit up the line. But Czechia back in the lead by 1.
Neither team's going to go quietly in this one. David Barton, single and a run scored in the third. According to sources, he loves parrots and folk dances.
Who doesn't?
Very common interests. I remember that phase of my life.
He's also one of the tallest guys on the team.
Big power threat. Nothing in 1. Outside. Ball and a strike.
How do you think you get into parrots and folk dances?
I don't know if they're necessarily
aligned.
Yeah, they might be mutually exclusive interests. One. It's too far in. 2 balls and a strike. Puerto Rico down by 1. Matos down in the count, 3-1.
If you were going to dance, what kind of dance would you do?
Probably the raise the roof. Limited hip movement. Or just dancing alone. That was my high school experience. 3-1. There's a strike.
I could dance if I wanted to.
It is your party.
I could leave my friends behind.
Three-two. Down the line, guided, just foul. Well, if we're talking about safety over here, wasn't necessarily a safety squeeze, but it was a squeeze to tie the game at 4. Now it's 5-4 Czechia. Good inning of offense. Walk, ground out to first, moves the runner up to third base. Sac fly. Get him on, get him over, get him in.
Yeah, situational baseball is good baseball, and Czechia is doing that, right? I mean, that's what we've talked a lot about, them not being a powerhouse in terms of baseball players, but they're playing the game the right way.
3-2. Another foul ball. Up in that pitch count for Matos is at 32.
Kids are going scrambling.
Reminder for those who have tuned in recently, this is a game that will punch a ticket to the International Championship, which serves as the de facto semifinal of the Senior League Baseball World Series. And Barton jackknifes out of the way of that. That's ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Here comes Kinchel. So 4 walks for Puerto Rico. That's a big difference in this game. Leadoff walk this inning that scored. Every leadoff base runner in the game for both teams has scored. But no walks for Czechia. Kinchel's reached base twice. And you can hear the excitement from the Czech bench. They're reeling in Matos. One and one. Runner going, pitch in, throw down to second. Is outside of the bag, but a great tag by Carrasquillo retires Barton at second base.
What a tag by Carrasquillo. You said it, Stefan. A good throw down by Morales. Carrasquillo with an excellent tag on the runner, Barton at second base. There it is, right on the hand. Perfect.
5-4. Czechia leads. After 4, you see the score. Czechia 5-4 lead. It's been back and forth offensively in the 3rd and 4th innings. Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham. Puerto Rico answered in the top of the 4th. Trying to do so again in the 5th. This time only needing 1 run to tie, 2 runs to take the lead. Even though there are clouds in the sky, it's still a little warm here in Easley, South Carolina. Trying to stay cool, stay shaded. I guess the clouds aren't doing a good enough job. We're in a very well protected, very well air-conditioned booth, so we are not subject to the elements at this point in time. But you see all the different tools and gadgets that people have to stay cool.
80 is better than 95, which it was yesterday, it felt like. It felt like 104.
Ian Ayala leads off. Ayala's 0 for 2, a strikeout looking, a fly out to right. (2-0) showing bunt, pulling back is Ayala. Now ahead in the count 3-0. We talked about the importance of leadoff base runners. Puerto Rico on their way to having their 3rd leadoff base runner reach in this game. 3-0. That's ball 4. It was awfully close, but a really good plate appearance for Ayala to set the table for Christian Perea in a 1-run game. Gordon, you're a former major leaguer. You understand kind of the nuance of being scouted. Puerto Rico, a territory of the United States. Are these players still subject to American draft rules, or can they be signed as international free agents?
That's a good question, actually. I believe that they are signed as international. Because if you saw Puerto Ricans in the draft, you would see some go in the top 10, top 20 picks, but you don't see that. So for me, that's a dead giveaway that they're more on the international signings.
So it's Matos hitting. He's the pitcher for Puerto Rico. He came in replacement of Perea a few innings ago. Looks like he's a pitcher only. They're trying to move that runner over. Squares around to bunt again. Can't get it down. But you have to think, this is about the age where players from overseas, players in the Caribbean, players in Latin America are starting to get scouted and signed. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah, generally speaking, a lot of they'll be signed at 16, 15 or 16 possibly.
Runner going, swing and a miss, throw down to second, and it would have been in time had it been handled by Nemchansky. That was a great throw by Urbanek. Pinpoint accuracy. Stolen base for Ayala moves him up to second anyway.
Yeah, gets the strikeout. Ayala running on the pitch. Would have been close, but a really solid throw. Nice. I mean, just right on the money. There's a chance that's an out if that's a catch. Either way, Ayala with a great jump, and he's in there.
See, some of the best catcher, second baseman, catcher, shortstop duos have this concept of letting the ball travel.
Yeah, it's a great point, Stefan. You're taught to allow the ball to travel because if you go and reach for that baseball, it takes time to reach.
Up the middle. That's going to get through. Ayala's going to come around third. He'll score the tying run. And Puerto Rico answers again. It's 5-5.
Back and forth seesaw battle right now. We are having a good one here. He's putting on the hat. Everybody's excited. He's got the flag going. We got a tie ball game again. That stolen base by Ayala pays dividends. And a great job by Rosario to just hit that ball right where it's pitched, back up the middle for the tying RBI.
So now it's pretty much become, if you get a base runner on to start an inning, he's going to score. It's happened every single time in this game. Tied at 5. Fabian Ruiz had a nice hit and run his last time. And this skips over Urbanek's shoulder into the netting. Now the leading run is in scoring position for Puerto Rico. They have not led since the top of the first inning.
There's second base somewhere underneath that pile of dirt.
If that's a pillow over at second, it's got a lot of sleepy dust on it. Two and one. And another line drive to center. That's down for a hit. Here comes Rosario. The throw to the plate is wide. Ruiz advances to second on the errant throw, and Puerto Rico leads 6-5.
Nobody cuts the ball in the infield from the outfielder, and that's going to be an error. Ruiz going to second base. Here's the hit. I mean, this ball is smoked right back up the middle. Really pretty swing by Ruiz, the shortstop. And then the throw by Okach. Just nobody wanted to cut it, and that's what's going to let Ruiz get into scoring position. Still only one out, and Puerto Rico has scored 2 runs, and they are up 6-5. Just a huge turn of events. Like I was saying earlier, roller coaster.
Luis Carrasquillo will have to wait. Little inside move there from Cahote. 2 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Czechia hasn't had to answer. And this one is pushed the other way. It's served into right. They're going to wave home the runner. Aggressive send. Uher's throw is late. The throw comes into second from Urbanek. And the aggression from the third base coach pays off. It's 7-5. They're stringing together hits. 3 straight singles for Puerto Rico, who now have a 2-run lead.
Just a great job of hitting here by Carrasquillo. It's his 3rd hit of the game. 3 for 3. He's got a stolen base as well. He's been excellent today. And Puerto Rico is starting to really throw their weight around. Just a good job going through the other way. That's a breaking pitch that he stays through it. And like you said, aggressive behavior by the third base coach. They're sending everybody. That speed for Puerto Rico really is wreaking havoc on this Czechia team.
Now that number 17, James Morales.
7, 8, and 9 had struggled offensively coming into the game. Really 6, 7, 8, and 9 struggled coming into this game. 3 for 16 in the tournament. Well, they combined now have 7 hits in this game.
Yeah, playing great, right? I mean, Carrasquillo 3 for 3. Ruiz 2 for 3. Rosario 2 for 3. Just a lot of hits at the bottom of the lineup, and that's really the difference in the game, right? If it's just the top of the lineup in today's matchup, Puerto Rico's down.
Another factor to this is Puerto Rico being aware that that throw's coming into the plate and taking second base. There's so much more pressure on the pitcher to try and get that out.
Yep. It's a good job. Whenever you see the throw going home, and especially high, you just know that you can take that second base if you're still running.
Get another look at the third base coach for Puerto Rico. Aggressive sense on a ground ball that probably could have made a good throw on, but he trusts his team's speed. He trusts their aggression on the bases, and that has led to back-to-back runs, giving them a 2-run lead. He looks like he's played baseball a day or two in his life. 2-2 pitch. This one's in the air, shallow left center, sinking down for another hit. It's bobbled in left field by Okach, and the hit parade continues. 4th straight single, and here comes Sebastian Cruz. This would be as good a time as any to make a change, and I think that's probably what Czechia is going to do.
Here's the replay. Just found a space, a little Bermuda Triangle action. See all 3 people going for this ball. Nobody able to catch it. Good job by the shortstop, Nimchinsky, to run it in, not risk another throw. They're going to get a special pinch runner, it looks like, at first base, or at least some agua, which is Spanish for water.
All types of changes. We're going to get a new pitcher here for Czechia, who are down by 2 in a very difficult spot. Figure out how this plays out after this break. Well, it's well documented that they know how to party in Puerto Rico. They know how to party in that dugout as well, and there's a whole lot to be excited about. 3 runs this inning. They've got runners first and third, still 1 out, a chance to really blow this game wide open, and we've seen it time and time again for Puerto Rico in this tournament. 8 runs in the 6th against Canada to secure their second win. Here, they were scuffling with Czechia so much that it looked like maybe Puerto Rico was just playing against weaker competition. No, they're a really good offense.
Yeah, they've shown it in the last couple of innings. They were down, right, and then they've come roaring back to a 2-run lead, and it's not over yet. The leadoff hitter, Cruz, can really run, so you would almost automatically assume that a double play is not going to be turned, which would result in another run for Puerto Rico.
So Peter Pavlis comes in. He's the new pitcher. Comes in relief of Gahout, who went 2 1/3. Through 51 pitches over that stretch. Going back to some of these surveys written by the coaching staff for Czechia, one of the other coaches, Ivo Kusera, was very brief about all the descriptions of his players. 1, maybe 2 words. The umpire's taking a brief pause. Not sure what this is about, but the 2 words he used to describe Peter Pavlis: reliable and handsome. That's a great compliment. I'm not the only one here. Okay. You can hear a little bit of the home plate umpire, Richard Moses. Looks like we're ready to play baseball again. All smiles, no harm, no foul. Well, maybe a foul, depending on the outcome of this pitch. They're on the corners. Runners getting some hydration. The other nuances of this game is ton of teamwork on and off the field. And this is smoked to right center. That's down and it's going to split a gap. Carrasquillo scores. Morales will hold up at third. And a double for Sebastian Cruz. You knew that something like that was bound to happen with number 10. Another extra base hit. Another RBI. His second of the game. It's 8-5.
Cruz just smokes this ball in the right center gap. It's a four-seamer. As you see, great grip right there, just right over the middle of the plate. Cruz absolutely demolishes this ball. Good job again by Okach to get it back in and not risk another run scoring. But it's second and third, only one out here for Puerto Rico, and more than likely their best hitter at the plate. This could get away from Czechia in a hurry.
Rodriguez was fooled on that. He got buckled on a breaking ball that ran off the plate. Rodriguez is 2 for 3 with a run scored. Getting to the most dangerous part of Puerto Rico's order, and they lead by 3, all the momentum. Interesting motion by Pavlis. Kind of a short arm delivery with
high leg kick. High leg kick, short arm delivery.
One.
He's got a pretty good nifty little breaking ball. He's managed to fool Rodriguez on the first one and then just dumps that one in for a strike.
One, two. That gets to the backstop. They're going to hold the runners.
You heard Rodriguez when that ball was coming across. He thought it was going to hit him. You can hear it really easily where he just goes, "Oh!" But it missed him.
Bit surprised that the third base coach didn't send James Morales with how aggressive he's been this inning. 2-2. Again, another wild pitch that won't be scored. A wild pitch. That backstop, that's an equalizer for the pitchers.
It is. Play to your advantage.
Big pitch of importance. There is a base to give. 2 in scoring position, 1 out. Already a 4 spot for Puerto Rico in this inning. And he loses Rodriguez. So they'll bat through the order with Julian Estrada. Bases loaded, 1 out. Things can change in a hurry in the Senior League World Series.
Now to that, number 12, Julian Estrada.
Estrada's 0 for 3. Third place hitter, 5 RBIs. Could add at least a few more with a hit here. It's low. Hit in the air to center. Okach surveying, settles. His throw will be cut off at first base. Sacrifice fly makes it 9-5. Unselfish baseball by Puerto Rico is paying dividends in this game.
Yeah, situational hitting. They are doing it all right now, and they are really showing why they are the cream of the crop here in the international side. Now they're up 9-5. Still not out of the inning for Czechia. Just a fastball. Sac fly. No chance to get Morales at home. And now they've scored 5 in this inning.
So back to Ian Ayala. Walked and scored. First and second, 2 out. Puerto Rico has outscored Czechia 7-1 over the last 2 innings of play. Sounded like Puerto Rico was calling for a balk there. Let's see, Kinchel, Chetmeyer, and Soldan due up for Czechia. 1-0. Popped him up. Right field. Uher coming in, and he's got it. But not before a 5 spot for Puerto Rico to take a 9-5 lead. Bottom of the 5th coming up next for Czechia. The hit totals sort of tell the story here. 13-4. Puerto Rico has out-hit Czechia. 5 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Stephen Carey and Gordon Beckham. This is only the appetizer. The main course begins at 4 p.m. California versus Easley at JBO and Sports Complex. They draw very, very well when Easley is playing in these games. They've hosted the tournament since 2017. It'll be a matchup that we've already seen before. Maybe revenge for California. Who knows what will happen. But Easley, really strong club as well.
Yeah, both teams good. That's the first game I believe we did on Saturday, or second game, and it was a great game. Easley really jumped out and showed they were the better team that day, but California has stuck around in this tournament, and they're going to be tough to beat. They had some really good players, just looked like they got off to a slow start the first night in.
Kinchel slices one to right. Rodriguez drifts back. He can't get it. It's off his glove. Kinchel hit one that tailed away from the right fielder. That's a good start for Czechia. And Rodriguez, a sure-handed player out there, just didn't quite settle underneath the baseball.
Yeah, initially I think he was thinking it would be about straight-up outfield, and this ball just kept traveling. Kinchel with a really good hard-hit baseball, and it just fools Rodriguez out in right field. Still almost had a chance to make the catch, but it's going to be a double for Kinchel. And Czech answering here in the bottom of the 5th.
Now it's Chetmeyer. He's hunting the other way. 0-1. You definitely need to get 1, maybe 2 back here if you're Czechia.
I would think so, for sure.
Giving him the whole right side. Chetmeyer's reached base twice. He's walked, he's singled. Ivo Kucera says he's an acrobat and a parkour guy. Well, he's also a baseball guy. Really like his game. Defensively at second, takes good at bats, puts the ball in play. One and two. Got him swinging up in the zone. Good response there by Matos. There's your first out of the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Matos with a high fastball. Head in the count. He figured he might waste one and throw it at the top of the zone. You see the grip. Strong grip. Great angle here by our crew. Top of the zone, and Chetmeyer chases it above.
We've talked a lot about Czechian baseball and how it's an up-and-coming team program featured in the World Baseball Classic in 2023. But I was curious a couple of nights ago about when the baseball culture started. I think I found an answer. So Czech clubs began playing against teams that the United States Army had brought over in the immediate aftermath of World War II. But the sport hadn't really developed and was halted after the fall of the Iron Curtain during the Cold War, and wouldn't be able to resume until Bill Arce, who used to run baseball clinics in Prague, started them back up in 1969. It wouldn't be until the 1980s that an official national team for what was then Czechoslovakia was formed, and the team took 3 out of 4 games from the Soviet national team, which was a big deal, in Tbilisi, Georgia in October of 1987. So that's kind of a brief synopsis of the early goings of baseball in Czechia.
I love that history lesson.
You know, you might not enjoy the broadcast, but at least you learned something.
Hey, great recon.
Two-one. That was nasty.
Yeah, fooled him, right? Breaking pitch. Right over the middle of the plate, but Soldan just was not looking for it. Great view of this, just right on the side of it. Let's see the twirl of that baseball and past Soldan, who swung late.
Too far inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Four walks for Puerto Rico's pitchers. They've been a killer in this game. What does he have for Soldan at 3-2? Matos locking eyes with Kinchel. Soldan just got a piece of that. Three-two. Gave him the off speed again, and Soldan with a nice adjustment to foul that back.
Yeah, he was more on that one. Fouled it straight back. Probably after you've seen a couple of those breaking pitches, you start to get the feel for it. Matos is going to be careful to not throw one in the same location. I do believe that will get hit.
Three-two. Swing and a miss. High and tight. Soldan was looking for something to turn on. He couldn't get to that. That's the second strikeout for Matos. Back-to-back Ks and 2 away in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, Matos, really nice fastball right here. Absolutely. One of his best fastballs of the day. Had a lot of speed behind that one. And after those breaking pitches that he hung over the middle of the plate, that fastball buzzed past Soldan.
Philip Okach, take down and away, ball 1. Okach a pop out to short, pop out to third. Levels out that swing with that size. Who knows where the baseball will go? That pop out to short, crucial for Czechia. They had runners second and third, 2 out, swung on the first pitch, and popped out to end the inning. One-one, high and outside. He also popped out to third, like I mentioned. Again, runners second and third. That was the second out. So he was the hitter of importance back in the 3rd inning. Chance to make up for a little bit of that here with a hit. Could bring home Kinchel from second. It kicks away from Morales, so Kinchel's going to scamper to third base.
Good job by Kinchel. As soon as that ball hit the dirt and started to scamper away, he was off to third base. So a good read. And with 2 outs now, Lott scores him. Obviously a base hit, but then an error or a pass ball possibly could get Kinchel home.
3-1. He was hunting that 3-1 pitch. 3-2.
I'd be hunting the exact same pitch. Try to stay through it a little bit more. That ball was a little bit off the end of the bat.
Payoff from Matos. Bounce to short. Ruiz charges. And he can't make the play. Spun out of his hand. You put the ball in play. What happens?
Good things happen. He does it, straightens it out. He just chops it in the play. We're going to watch it again. Good job to put the ball in play and make the defense get you out. Always a better situation than a possible strikeout, and it just pops out of Ruiz's glove as he tries to make the transition.
It's another error.
It's going to be an error on the shortstop. And Czechia is 1 run closer, Stefan. Now only down 3.
It felt essential for them to get back into this game. They needed to score at least 1 run. They've done that. Now you've got to hold Puerto Rico. The inning isn't over. Bottom of the order, not necessarily the most dangerous part of the order for Czechia. Nemchansky's 0 for 2 with a pair of groundouts. And time's going to be called. 2-ball, no strike count.
What's going on, Bob? Bob's got umbrella issues behind the plate. I think he's got it figured out now. And he's twirling away. Never a doubt.
Thank you, Titus Davis, for that shot.
Seasoned pro right there.
That will live forever.
I'll teach him how to.
You know what? I might have to apologize to Titus. It should have remained anonymous as to who was taking this great video of Bob.
At some point, I'm going to teach Bob how to wear a hat.
Yes. I'm not sure fashion-wise what's going on there. The hat's decorative.
It's an ornament, and it's gone.
Slam the hat.
And we're back to baseball.
3 balls and no strikes. Suddenly, just like that, you might have the chance to bring the tying run to the plate. 3-0. Straightens it out. 3-1. See how aggressive he is here on this pitch. A lot of dancing over at first for Okach. Matos steps off, takes a moment.
You think he was folk dancing?
I don't think that's his thing.
Okay.
I could find out what his thing is pretty quickly, actually.
Let's figure it out.
They're going to pick over to first again. I'll tell you what I think Okach's thing is getting things off the top shelf. Three and one. Inside ball 4. It'll bring the tying run to the plate with Jan Uher. First and second, 2 out. 2 out rallies. We've seen them.
We've seen a lot of them. Seems like neither team really wants to take the reins in this game. Both kind of letting the other stick around. Just when you think Puerto Rico is about to run away with it, Czechia coming right back, scoring 1, and has a chance to score some more.
There's a pinch hitter coming in for Czechia. Makes sense with the current situation. It's Tomas Bohach. His description, a small/big boy.
Okay.
He looks small, but is one of our strongest hitters, so pinch hitting him in this spot makes a lot of sense. Because, as we've said before, 3.5 bananas before every game.
Of course.
See if he can show off some of that potassium power. And
I think what he means is he might be small in stature, but he's strong.
That seems like a fair translation. 1-1. On the ground to third, gets underneath the glove of Rosario. They're going to hold the runner at third. It's bobbled in left. Ayala can't handle it. It's a 2-run game. So they bring up a pinch hitter off the bench. Bohach grounds one through the hole on the left side, and it's a 2-run game. Czechia could have very easily rolled over in this game after an inning like that. They have done the exact opposite.
That's right. Bohach coming off the bench. A nice base hit to the left side. They're initially going to stop Okach at third base, but then the bobble, and he keeps going, rolling on through, and it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. What a game. Seesaw roller coaster.
Makes sense with the top of the order coming up. The 2 tying runs are aboard. Jakob Kleiner represents the leading run. It's going to be a fantastic finish here on ESPN. Trip to the International Championship on the line. Little 2-out rally for the team trailing by 2 runs. Czechia down 9-7. They have the 2 tying runs aboard, which has forced the hand of the Puerto Rico coaching staff to go to their pen. They're going to turn to Yasniel Alicia, another right-handed pitcher. Top of the order, Jakob Kleiner coming up. I'm really impressed with both teams in this game. Offensive-oriented contest. I didn't know how Czechia was going to match up in this one, but they're going stride for stride, step for step with one another.
Yeah, it's a good back-and-forth battle for sure. They're bringing in Alicia. Let's see if he can play the right key.
Somebody's going to need to be on fire. It doesn't just have to be that girl. Jakob Kleiner hopes it's him. First and second, 2 out. It's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Take a look at this location here.
Yeah, just a little bit off the plate. You can see the catcher trying to bring it back.
That's Josh Harper giving us all the replays. He deserves a ton of credit for all the hard work he's been doing. We're asking for replays left and right. Probably a little bit more than we should.
Yep. Do it, Josh.
Hard-working production crew has had to adjust to so many different things. So thank you, Josh Harper, and everyone involved in the broadcast, making this go seamlessly. And a 4-pitch walk will load up the bases for Lucas Urbanek. I learned a little bit about Josh, too. He's a big Marvel fan.
So are you.
I enjoy superhero movies. I do.
Talk to me about Josh, though. Big Marvel fan. What's the favorite movie?
Well, it was tough to tell because he was wearing a shirt with all of the Marvel heroes on it. There wasn't necessarily a route that I could pick. We were talking a little bit about the new Fantastic Four movie that was coming out. Haven't gotten to see it yet. Heard great reviews. Urbanek will take inside. Called a strike, though. 0-1. This is a big, big plate appearance in this game. A lot of room on the right side. In the dirt, sliding block Morales to keep that in the neighborhood, 1-1. See how much room they're giving him on the right side. If he pulls that baseball even a little bit, that might be 2 runs with how far Rodriguez is playing in right.
Right, they're kind of playing no doubles, right? They don't want that ball to go down the line on the ground.
Ground ball to second. Carrasquillo will flip to second. The covering Ruiz is there. But a 2 spot for Czechia brings them right back into this game. We're through 5 in Easley. Puerto Rico leading by 2. Yeah, the weather's not the only thing heating up here in Easley, South Carolina. 9-7, 2 runs in the bottom of the inning for Czechia. But Little League and ESPN are proud members of the Aspen Institute's Project Play 63 by 30, which is focused on getting 63% of kids playing sports by 2030. Learn more about what Little League is doing to get kids on the field and all about the ESPN Take Back Sports Initiative by visiting littleleague.org/projectplay. So a 2-run lead for Puerto Rico. They're going to try to add on.
As they should.
First pitch is spiked by Pavlis. We did get confirmation on Josh Harper's favorite Marvel superhero. We'll bring that to you in a moment.
Stay tuned.
And this is Alicia out there. He came in relief of Matos. 1 ball and 1 strike. He looks a little bit more comfortable than Matos did with the bat in hand.
Yep. Pretty good little hack right there. Just fouled it straight back.
That'd be what it would look like if I was the pitcher and then they brought you into pitch and you got to hit.
Got it.
Hit out to center. Oh, Koch dives and he got it.
What a play by Okoch. Sinking liner into right center, and he sized it up, timed it up really well as he dives and makes a great grab in center field. As you said, a nice swing by Alicia, but a full layout Okoch dive.
Talk about a superhero play. That's something that might change Josh Harper's opinion right there. Yasniel Rosario, 2 for 3, RBI, 2 runs scored. Pavlis gets a little help behind him. And again, momentum shifting back and forth. It can change in a number of ways, but you get that first out on a great play. You scored 2 runs. There's no reason to believe Czechia can't score the rest of the way. This is a very pivotal inning.
It absolutely is. You make a good point. I mean, down to your last 2 innings right here. Puerto Rico obviously wants to add on to this lead that they have. They've got a 2-run lead. More is better, but Czechia still staying in this match. Just when you felt like Puerto Rico is going to run off and run away with it, Czechia has bounced back with a 2 spot in the bottom of the 5th, and now they just trail by 2. They've got 1 out and 2 strikes here in the top of the 6th.
2-2. Backhanded by Urbanek. Gets about 15 feet above that low brick backstop. 3-2. Silver lining here. No leadoff base runner. Pavlis is 3-2. Ripped to the left side and through for another hit. That's the 3rd hit of the game for Rosario, who entered the game hitless for Puerto Rico. His calling card was his ability to draw walks. 5 of them coming into today. Doesn't have one yet.
Well, it's well documented what the bottom of the lineup has done. As you see that pitch floating in, and Rosario smokes this ball in the 6 hole, hit all the way. And they've got a base runner now.
Fabian Ruiz, who also entered today hitless, has a pair of hits and an RBI. Runner goes, pitch down, Urbanek's throw. It's a good one. High, but just a bit late. That allowed Yasniel Rosario to get under the tag, and you got to credit Urbanek. He has such a strong arm.
Yeah, good arm. If he throws it a little bit lower, it's definitely an out. Looks like Rosario was smoked at second base with a lower throw. Doesn't happen, though. And now a base runner on second base.
Good frame job there by Urbanek to bring that ball back into the zone. the bottom of the order had not been productive for Puerto Rico. They've been the most productive bottom of the order we've seen by far in the tournament today.
Yeah, I agree. They've been really, really good. That's another hit for them. So by my count, that's 8 hits by 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup.
2 balls and a strike. Handcuffed him. Popped him up. Nemchansky is there. There's out number 2. Good pitch by Pavlis to get in on the hands of Ruiz and generate some light contact there.
Light contact, 2 outs here. This would be an excellent job by Czechia to go to the bottom of the 6th, not giving up a run if they're able to do that. They've got the middle of the lineup coming up in the bottom of the 6th, so you got to like your chances if you can hold Puerto Rico to 0 runs here in the top of the 6th.
It's been a tough ask trying to get Carrasquillo. 3 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, all over the bases. Key hitter in this inning. 0-1. Pavlis' pitch. On the ground and just foul. That was close.
Was really close to another RBI for Carrasquillo. He has been excellent today. Has not made an out yet, but he's down 0-2.
See just how close it is here on the replay. See, it's sort of hanging the line, takes a hard left turn right as it's approaching the third base bag. 0-2. Pavlis has pitched well so far. He did give up a double to Sebastian Cruz. That did bring home a run for Puerto Rico. Gave up a sac fly, but no runs belong to him. 0-2 pitch. Line drive right at second. Chet Myers there, perfectly positioned. And a quick inning for Czechia. They're going to let their hot bats go to work. Middle of the order, trying to tie this game up. Bottom 6 on ESPN. Don't want to miss it. Despite 8 less hits than Puerto Rico, Czechia has not been limited offensively in this game. And if you want to see more athletes with unlimited talent, you can find out that professional softball is returning to Greenville, North Carolina for the 2025 AUSL Pro Games presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's set to take place on Wednesday, August 6th. Learn more at littleleague.org/athletesunlimited. 2-run game, middle of the Czech order. And, Gordon, this is the moment. This is the chance for Czechia.
Agree, yeah. They're down 2. They've got the middle of their lineup, 3, 4, 5 coming up. An important inning for them. They need at least 1, if not 2 or more to get out in front of this Puerto Rican team who has 3 more outs remaining. But they are in the lead, so any answer from Czechia here will get a rebuttal probably from Puerto Rico in the top of the 7th.
But Czechia gets to hit last. That's the key factor of all this. Even if you get 1, you're not out of it. There's strike 1 from Alicia. Barton's 1 for 2. That breaking ball never broke. 1-1. See him gripping his hand right there. It's got to be tough to hold on to the baseball. It's hot. It's muggy. Palms start to sweat.
Yep, a little sweaty. See if he can find the grip on this one.
Close call.
Good pitch. Might have been just off the plate.
Another look at it. It's close, just a bit outside. Went back to that same location. Barton wanted it. Half-hearted swing. Got the barrel, but fouled into the netting. 2-2. To have a leadoff base runner here would be huge. I feel like I've used my quota of saying leadoff base runner, but it really has been so important in this game.
It has, yes, it has. Every time, generally, somebody has gotten on initially, they have wreaked havoc on the base paths and scored. So it's just a way to start your inning off well, and good job by Barton to work this count to 3-2.
3-2 pitch. Ground ball right side, ranging over Carrasquillo. Nice play, his throw to first. In plenty of time for the first out.
Carrasquillo right here with a beautiful play. Kind of slid to catch this one, made sure it didn't go to the outfield, and in doing so, just picks it perfect with his glove. Watch what he does here. He makes sure the ball doesn't go. He slides, catches it, and an easy throw to first. Nice play by Carrasquillo.
Felt like if Barton fully swung on that pitch, it's probably in right field for a base hit. Wasn't fully committed on a couple of swings in that at-bat.
I think that's a product of a good pitch, too. Down and away. They did a good job of going away from him, and he's not comfortable in that location. Generally, nobody really is.
These Puerto Rican teams, they show up in the Senior League World Series, and they dominate. Guaynabo, the second representative for Puerto Rico since 2022. Ball bounced to short. Ruiz can't make the play. And Kinchel is aboard with a one-out hit. We assume we'll see how this will be scored. It's an error.
Errors will kill you, especially late in the game, but a good job just to put the ball in play by Kinchel, and he was running hard down the line. It was hit softly, so the shortstop Ruiz has to run and charge this ball, and he has to field it on the run. You see, you're going to get an in-between hop, and when you have those in-between hops, a lot of times they get missed because it's a difficult play. It takes a special defender to catch those consistently.
So you have the tying run at the plate. It's David Chetmeyer. Alicia's pitch, high and outside. Back to the point about Puerto Rico, they're the second representatives from Puerto Rico to represent the Caribbean Division since 2022. The last one was Guayama, Puerto Rico. They won it all. From Radames Lopez Little League. Caribbean Division always brings in good teams from Puerto Rico, Curacao, Dominican Republic. I mean, they are really talented baseball part of the world. Did you have a Puerto Rican teammate that you remember playing with?
I believe Giovanni Soto was from Puerto Rico, and he was a teammate of mine. Alex Rios was a teammate of mine.
Runner going, pitch pulled foul by Chetmeyer. Just got a really good look at all the former champions of the Senior League World Series. That includes Guayama, Puerto Rico. This shot by our technical director, Thomas Contos, is a great one and very well placed considering the topic. Willemstad, Curacao, of course, their Caribbean division. Guayama, Caribbean division. And that's a knee-buckling bender. Strike three, first strikeout for Alicia. There's out number two.
Huge out right there. After an error, that's a good shutdown at bat by Alicia to limit what could be a lot of damage after an error. But, yeah, that's just a great pitch and a great frame by Morales behind the plate. He is talented back there in terms of his receiving capabilities.
Andre Soldon, pick over to first. That got a piece of Kinchel as he dove in head first. If you retire Soldon, you're going to leave the comeback up to 7, 8, and 9 in the order. Not exactly what you want. Soldon shows bunt, he pulls back. 1-0. Not the most well-played game defensively. 8 errors combined between the two by my tally.
A lot of errors, a lot of walks. There's been a lot of good play, too, a lot of thoughtful play. But it's been sprinkled in with a lot of walks and errors and just hasn't just this game has felt like it just is just plodding along, really.
We're at the 3-hour mark. Runner going, got a bad jump. Throw down to second. He's dead to rights.
That's
Morales.
a huge out right there. Stolen trying to steal a base and gets thrown out. The potential run is cut down to second base.
Top of the 7th inning, 9-7. Puerto Rico leading, a chance to add some insurance. Stephen Curry and Gordon Beckham. We can't control the outcomes of these games. We can't control when these games are played, but what we can control is telling you about when they're supposed to be played. Coming up later at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, California versus Easley. Easley at their home facility. They always draw a great crowd. They have played California. That was their opening win, a statement win where they won 7-1. And it's an elimination game. Win or go home. In Easley's case, it's win or stay home.
Yeah, we'll have it here for you. We plan on being here at 4 o'clock. We'll kick off, hopefully, on time. And excited to bring that one to you as well as the rest of the games this week.
So new pitcher coming in for Czechia. It's Jakob Kleiner. Been one of the better hitters, better defenders. Now they're turning to him to keep this at a 2-run lead for Puerto Rico. 9-1-2. Because, of course, this part of the order comes up against Czechia. They haven't been able to catch a break on the mound since about the 4th inning. They have been run ragged. Morales is 1 for 3. He shows bunt. That might just be to draw the infield in.
I think he was just trying to see a pitch. Because Morales, based on what I've seen today, is not the fastest guy on the team. I don't think he's trying to bunt for a hit.
You were right. But Kleiner slides in a pitch to the inside corner, 0-2. Were you a good bunter?
I would say average.
That's a modest answer.
Yeah. Probably should have been a better bunter.
0-2. Swinging bunt. Back to the mound. Kleiner rose to first. So not an intentional bunt, but
Swinging
effectively,
bunt.
yeah, it was a bunt.
Agree.
I did a lot of those when I was at Little League.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know you're not surprised at all.
It doesn't surprise me. You were a pitcher.
That was the case.
Now to that, number 10, Sebastian Cruz.
So Sebastian Cruz gotten aboard all 4 times. 2 runs batted in, single, double, hit by pitch twice. This is as big of an X factor for any team in this tournament. The way that he leads off games and his speed. Plays a really good defensive center field as well.
When they were showing all the past champions, a lot of champions from the international side. We'll see if the stateside can actually win one of these things. A lot of international winners.
I was impressed with our thriller yesterday, the final game we ended up doing between Irmo and Illinois. Illinois had control. Irmo rallies for 3 in the bottom of the 7th inning to walk it off. There's some talent on the state side of the division.
Yeah, I agree. Great game. We were treated to it. I felt like Illinois was really winning that game the whole way and probably deserved to win, but Irmo still found a way.
This is popped up. Playable, foul, ground, but it'll drop.
Yeah, Irmo still found a way, even when they didn't have their best game, to win. That's the sign of a really good team. They didn't have their best stuff. They've still managed to come back and win that game.
Look at Kinchell's effort here. He wasn't the third baseman planned on starting last night. He sees this ball immediately back to the infield, tracking.
Yeah, it was a good job by him going straight to the spot, just a little bit too far out of reach, but you got to like that. As soon as the ball goes up in the air, he doesn't keep watching it while he's running. He runs to the spot where he thinks it's going to be and then looks back up. Unfortunately, just a little bit out of his grasp.
Might be a little out of breath, too. 1-2 pitch. Foul ball. But you can't teach heart. That's one thing you can't teach. And in my experience, you can't teach speed either. That was another one of my crosses to bear on a baseball diamond.
You would think with your leg length, being able to take 3 strides and get to second base would be helpful, but I guess not.
My strides were better suited for right turns rather than left.
Those are tough turns to take.
Me and Derek Zoolander have that in common. 1-2 pitch.
You're not Namby Turner?
Not Namby Turner. Until it counts.
Right.
Kleiner's 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That strike zone feels a whole lot smaller when Cruz is at the plate. You can miss a lot of places. Fewer options to get a strike against this guy. Don't reach base 4 times in a row for nothing. 2-2. Inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It was breakfast time when we started this game. It's lunchtime now.
Don't remind me.
Who's going to feast in the bottom of the 7th? That remains to be seen for Czechia. Here's your 3-2 from Kleiner. Another foul ball. One of the big differences with Little League Baseball and Senior League Baseball, no pitch clock. You can understand why. These are high-pressure, high-stress moments for these young guys. Want to be able to think about it as much as possible. And here, Kleiner tasked with keeping the game within 2. Every pitch more important than the last. Three-two. Check swing. Appeal down. He didn't go. Good plate appearance by Sebastian Cruz. A 1-out walk. That would be a big run of insurance for Puerto Rico.
It sure would. Yep. Especially the way that Czechia has been hitting the ball. They've really found a way to score runs, even when they haven't had a lot of hits. They've been helped out a little bit by the Puerto Rican defense, but overall they found a way to get on.
Fabian Rodriguez gets a strike. This is as good of a 1-2 punch as we've seen in the tournament. Out of 9 plate appearances between the two of them, only 1 out has been recorded. We have a stoppage. Little too much energy for that Puerto Rico bench. And you got to love it that they have this energy after starting as early in the morning as they did.
They've got a lot of energy.
So they're starting the chant right back up, but they have to stop it once the pitcher begins his motion. Nothing quite like these road games in the Southeastern, Conference. It just means more to Puerto Rico at this point.
It does. Well done.
Look at how much fun they're having. They're enjoying every bit of this. There's never been a moment, even when they were down by 2, rallied back, down again, scored 5. They're just so relaxed. And they have some frosted tips action going on as well. Cruz leaning over at first base. There he goes. 1-2 is up. The throw down to second is wide, and Cruz dives in safely with another stolen base. His second of the game. That matches his RBI total. It matches his hit total. He's just 180 feet away from making it a 10-7 game. Puerto Rico's playing for the win, but they're also playing to keep a streak of back-to-back games, potentially 3 straight games with 10 or more runs in each.
They've got a really good offense. I mean, they know how to score runs. The bottom of the lineup has been excellent, and to go with the top 2 in this lineup as well, I mean, that's a potent offense from top to bottom.
RBI chance for Rodriguez. Came into the game with 5 of them. Doesn't have one yet. 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout for Jakob Kleiner. There's out number 2. That's a big strikeout for the Czech side.
Huge strikeout. I think 2 runs is manageable in the bottom of the 7th, but I'm not sure much more is. There's a slider grip, and you can see the rotation on that ball, and it fools Rodriguez, who's had a big game himself. That's a big out for Kleiner.
Julian Estrada, 0 for 3, sac fly. Kleiner's got good command of that slider. It's 0-1. Shows it again. He's using that front door.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit better pace, and as soon as he got the better pace, he starts to throw more strikes.
It's a nice pitch. No fatigue from these 2 teams in what has been a marathon of a battle here in Easley, South Carolina. 0-2 pitch. Turned on and a diving play. It gets by Kinchel. Soldan's throw is up the line. And that's 3 straight games with 10 or more runs as number 10 crosses home plate. 10-7 your score.
Big insurance run right there for Puerto Rico. Just when you thought Czechia might be getting out of that inning unscathed, they give up another run. 10-7 now in favor of Puerto Rico. They're still going. Here's the pitch. It's another slider. He just hangs this one. It's at the top of the zone, and a hitless Estrada finally gets his first knock of the game, and it's a big one. Gets an RBI as well with Cruz scoring on the play.
Really good piece of hitting to stay up with that. Now it gets that much harder for Czechia. Ian Ayala. He's 0 for 3. Did walk, did score a run. That sparked the 5-run inning in the 5th. Soldan, Okach, and Nemchansky will be the final hopes for Czechia, assuming they don't use any pinch hitters. This one's guided out to right. Uher is there, and there's the final out of the top of the 7th. One last chance, a 3-run lead for Puerto Rico, 3 outs, and they get to the International Championship. You see who's coming up next. Here's the situation. Czechia needs 3 runs. They're down 10-7. They've got 3 hitters as their chance to do it. The flag has not stopped. They're trying to build up the energy, the motivation to come back in this game, a game which Czechia led at JB Owen Sports Complex
Number 4, Derek
Our next game, weather permitting, it's looking good so far. California versus Easley at 4 p.m. Join us for that. If it's anything like this one, there's going to be a lot of offense. And that's an elimination game. Much higher stakes than this one. Czechia, even if they don't come back in this, will continue on. They will play the winner of Mexico and Australia in the international semifinal. Soldan, Okac, and Stepan Nemchansky are due up. Also, I want to give a shout out to Carl Cronenberger. He's been doing all of our graphics. He's doing the job of 4 people. Got to talk to Carl and all the amazing work that he does. This is a very experienced group. Slider high to Soldan, 1-0. But it's a group that are wearing different hats than maybe what they're used to, and none of you would know it because of how hard they're working. So credit to everyone involved in this broadcast. All we've got to do is say ball 2, and Gordon's got to make sure his hair looks amazing as it always does.
Our job is easy. They're the guys that make us look good.
Well,
the guys and gals.
That, yes. But us looking good, I mean, sometimes, you know what, I'm not going to speak for us. You always look good. Me, it was an early morning. Let's put it that way. Looks like there's some type of warning issued. .3-0. Ball 4.
That's, I think, 3 balls.
Oh.
It was an excellent call, though.
Looks like the scoreboard here had it wrong for a moment.
Yeah, it's okay.
Carl never has it wrong, though. That's who I should be trusting in this moment. No, everybody is doing such a great job. That's called a strike.
Listen, we're all grinding through it at this point.
Yes, we are. Leisha's pitch. There's ball 4. I spoke it into existence, and it worked out for Czechia.
You sure did. A leadoff base runner. What have we seen when a leadoff base runner has gotten on today? They generally score. We might be in for one of a heck of a bottom of the 7th inning. We can only hope.
So Philip Okac reached on an error by the shortstop, Ruiz. Pitch misses outside. This is an interesting battle here because if you lose Okac, you bring the tying run to the plate.
Yeah, down 3. They're going to have a meeting at the mound. It's brief.
More so a pep talk.
More of a pep talk, yep.
.2-0. Czechia has a chance if they get back to the top of their order. Unlike Puerto Rico, their bottom of the order has not been as productive. For Puerto Rico, 6 through 9. Nine hits, 6 runs. 6 through 9 for Czechia. 1 hit, 2 runs.
Wow, that's the difference in the ball game right now. Great stuff, Stefan. They're checking on the runner at first. Not sure he's super relevant at this point. Up 3 runs in the top or the bottom of the 7th.
Well, I can't take all the credit for all the stat work being done here. Karen Blackman has done a tremendous job helping me out with all the pitch counts, with everything that is trending in certain directions in this game. Has helped us quaff our otherwise very flat hair that gets uncontrollable in these humid conditions. 3 balls and a strike. Three balls and a strike. Ball 4. Tying run comes to the plate.
Wouldn't have it any other way, would you, Stefan?
I certainly wouldn't. This is a fun one, and Czechia will not go quietly.
No, they will not. We've got a pinch hitter.
Now to that, number 14, Votek Mali.
So that's Votek Mali. He's the first choice shortstop. We saw him in the first game. He replaces Nemchansky. So they're trusting his bat to ball skills to move those runners over, maybe deliver a big hit. Heading the count 1-0. Much better pitch from Alicia there at the knees. Called a strike.
Got to find a way to throw strikes. He keeps giving free passes. This Czech team, which is feasted on miscues by Puerto Rico all day, is going to have an opportunity. Got to make them hit their way on.
They backpick the runner at second. Tremendous snare by Carrasquillo. That ball gets into the outfield. Everybody's moving up 90 feet or more. The gap in right center is gigantic. There's a look at that run of insurance. A very big run of insurance when you look at how this game is playing out.
It's a great point.
One and two.
Yeah, because if they don't get that run of insurance, they're probably bunting in this situation to get runners at second and third with only one out. So a huge run of insurance for them. And finally, Alicia seems to be throwing some more strikes. Up 1-2 against Mali.
Outfield playing deep. 1-2 pitch. Tried the breaker. Stayed high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 on, nobody out. 3 runs of difference as Mali represents the tying run. He almost got hit.
3-2. Possibility to walk the bases loaded with a 3-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th. Wanted early contact, has managed to walk the first 2 and is 1 pitch away from walking the bases loaded.
3-2. 2 on, nobody out. The pitch.
Good pitch, good swing. I like the foul off. I like the pitch. The location was there, down and away, but Mali spoils it. That was a good job by him on a good pitch by Alicia.
That's one of the most fundamental plays in baseball, most fundamental aspects of hitting. 2 strikes, got to defend. And he can't protect there. Fastball blown right by him. Strike 3 for Alicia.
That was a big strikeout right there. Had a chance to walk the bases loaded with the ball, but he comes back with a fastball outer third of the plate, and it is right past Mali, who's been on the bench all game, so it was cold coming into that at bat, and they're going to have a meeting on the mound after that strikeout. Seems like interesting timing, but they're going to talk it over.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a pitching change. The last couple times they have gone over to the umpires, there have been 2 coaches that have gone to the first base side. And just some words of encouragement. Game planning how to attack the next few hitters.
Well, we'll see how it plays out. I generally don't like a mound visit after a strikeout because you're feeling good at the plate, or excuse me, on the mound. You've got a little momentum, and now that momentum is just stopped, and now he's going to have 2 to 3 minutes in between pitches. We'll have to see how he handles it.
They have Tomas Bohach. They brought him off the bench. An RBI single for him made it a 9-7 game. They turned to him again, and he won it all in the first swing, 0-1. Right now, a hit to right scores a run. Rodriguez is nearly in a different county. And now it's a different count, 0-2. And just take a look. We've seen infielders and outfielders playing deep, but not that deep. He hits one to shallow right. Rodriguez charges in, but his speed makes the play. Good throw into the cutoff man at short. That won't advance the runner. And when you have athleticism like that, it makes sense to play deep.
Absolutely. You know, if you're deep, all you have to do is run in, right? You don't have to worry about that ball getting over your head. And Rodriguez runs in on this one, makes a good play. And there's 2 outs here. The Czechia team down to their last out.
Jakub Kleiner, the lifeline for Czechia. This has been a battle between 2 really good squads. I wouldn't be shocked if we see them meet up again later in the tournament. And Alicia spins one outside, 1-0. Yet to see a home run in the Senior League World Series.
Wouldn't that be a sight? And what appropriate timing.
1-1. One pitch. That's about eye level. 2-1.
Puerto Rican fans trying to will their team to this victory. It's been a slog for both teams. Not their best played game, but Czechia down to the last out.
2-1 pitch. Now 3-1. That strikeout for Mali looking very big here. You walk him, and with a 3-1 count to Kleiner, maybe could have walked in a run to make it a 2-run game. Got a lot of variables to make that happen, but one pitch can totally change the complexion of an inning. 3-1. Battles back. Uses the back door.
Runners will be on the move with this pitch. 3-2, 2 outs.
That means depending on where this ball is hit, if it is hit, you might get a single that brings home 2 runs.
Good.
Alicia's payoff pitch. In the dirt. Kleiner passes the baton, bases loaded, 3-run game.
And who's coming to the plate?
Lucas Urbanek.
The captain. Their leader. With a chance to tie the baseball game. 3 walks in this inning. Up 3 runs, 3 walks for Puerto Rico.
Urbanek's trying to make something happen in the suburbs of Easley, South Carolina. 1 ball and no strikes. If you get it to Barton, if you get it to Kinchel,
look out.
This game could be flipped on its head. Will it be too little too late? Only time will tell. 1 ball and no strikes. There's a strike to Urbanek. 1-1. Infield playing back. Softly hit ground ball could be a problem. Nothing to hit there. 2-1. It's there for Czechia if they can string together the right type of hit. Two-one, swing and a fly ball hit to deep right. Rodriguez is there, and Puerto Rico is advancing to the International Championship. Czechia fell just feet short.
One of the best hit balls I've seen all tournament. As soon as this ball left the bat, I thought it actually had a chance to go over the fence. but Rodriguez is out there camped underneath it right in front of the warning track in right field, and Puerto Rico didn't play their best game. A lot of errors today, but they managed to get the win and put Czechia into the losers bracket. They will have a yellow brick road to the championship game on the international side as they await the winner of the losers bracket here in a couple of days. What a game.
So Guaynabo, Puerto Rico is going to try to do what Guayama did in 2022 and win it all at the Senior League Baseball World Series. They've got a great squad to do it, but tip of the cap to Czechia. Very well played offensive game. It was a marathon, but a fun one to cover. So credit to everyone involved in our broadcast. For Kevin Shank, our amazing production crew. For Gordon Beckham, I'm Stephen Carey, signing off until 4 o'clock. California versus Easley. Be here.
Good job.
Thank you.